Welcome to Footballers Convention, World Cup Edition. I'm Sevi Sanchez, joined here by Fabio Checa and Joan Roca, who
How's it going,
will
everybody?
introduce themselves in a sec. But real quick, let's take a look at France and Argentina's starting lineups as this game gets underway. Fabio, what stands out to you?
Well, we were talking about it earlier. The fact that they excluded Higuain and Di Maria, Sergio Aguero is pretty incredible. To leave two players like that, even Dybala on the bench, is mind-boggling. So I want to see how that really plays out.
John, what are you looking for in the French team specifically?
Yeah, Mbappe is someone I'm looking to really step out and do what he needs to do and get some goals and get this team excited. That's what I'm looking for from the France team. I mean, looking just 1 through 11, France overall seems more talented, but they've both underperformed. So we'll see how they do. So I mean, we'll see how much help Messi's going to get in that false nine setup Argentina has. But I see France going through on this one.
Yeah, they both definitely have not lived up to the potential that they have on paper. I mean, just looking on paper, their teams are stacked. They're all-star teams. And just haven't produced the way we want them to. Hopefully this game they actually can.
This game's getting underway, so let's join it now. Going into the last game of the group stage, I was surprisingly confident that Argentina would go on because my theory was he's still Messi. He hasn't completely faded.
Right.
He's still good for a one rabbit out of the hat, kind of put the team on his back a little bit just to get him through for at least we can do one game in every handful. The problem is we kind of got that last game. And now it's he's up against a better team, right?
Yeah, by far. But it's still Messi, right? So
you figure he can still turn it on when he needs to?
I would hope so. You know what I mean? I think teams, especially in the group stage, you would watch every time he got the ball, 3 players were around him. And he was being man-marked in the Nigeria game by, not by
was it Etobo? Or?
Etobo or somebody, yeah. He was being man-marked. You could see everywhere he went, the guy was on him. And as soon as Messi got the ball, another player came to support. But there was a quote I read that somebody said that they only play for Messi. They always just try and find Messi and give him the ball, and that can't be the strategy.
You can't wait. You can't hand it to him and say, all right, we'll go.
Yeah, that can't be the strategy.
You have to forget that who he is kind of when he's on your team, right? And just play your game and let him just shine the way he shines.
And it makes it easier for teams to defend when their only option is to find Messi the ball, because then it lets defenders be able to track Messi the whole time.
Exactly.
Well, Matuidi plays with him in Barcelona, so he knows him backwards and forwards, and we'll see how that factors into the game. And Mascherano has been kind of a sieve on defense, so we'll see what he brings to this game as well.
Yeah, he has not really been playing well at all.
He's lost a step, I think.
It's not the same Mascherano. Even though I liked the playing with the blood on his face, which I don't know why they allowed him to keep playing.
How is that? I've seen some questionable health-related things. That, and then what was it, the Moroccan player in like the very first game where he clearly has a concussion and they're just like slapping him and he goes, all right, the trainer's like good to go, and FIFA's like, wait a second.
You think these guys get fresh haircuts before game, before every game? They never see them with the hair too long.
Yeah, that's true.
Do they do like before every game? There's like a barber there every single time.
I think Pogba does it day out. He's probably
he's doing 2 days. He's doing 2-day haircuts.
Yeah. Or when you see who's it, like Rivalry or whoever I know he's not out there, but you see like the number 7 shaved in their head. It's like, how old are you guys? What score predictions are you guys gonna lay down?
Go
okay, fine. All right, this is terrible, but because I love Argentina. I'm from Bolivia and Paris. I'm South American, but I think France is going to take this thing 3-1. That's my prediction.
3-1. That's good. I was going to say 2-1. I have France going 2-1.
I guess I'll be contrarian and say somehow Argentina against all odds. Maybe they take a little bit of momentum from that last game, whereas France was pretty boring against Denmark. I don't know. Maybe they spring an upset. They need an early goal, I kind of think, to rattle France a little bit and maybe get them out of their style.
They could always be, like, Italy's always been the perennial team that struggles to qualify and then struggles in the group stage to barely make it past, but then always seems to find a way to make it further on once they pass through. Then that could be Argentina here, for sure.
Well, they did that when they won it in '78.
Yeah,
same thing. They struggled through the group rounds. And then France did the same thing in 2006 when they struggled.
Come on.
Yeah, but who can you cross it to when?
Yeah, that's right. France didn't do great in the group stage and then eventually made it to the finals.
Yep.
You guys believe in momentum? Like, is it real? That's what Terry was asking me earlier. Terry wanted to know, is momentum a real deal?
Yes, I 100% agree with that.
As someone who competes in things, yes, momentum is absolutely a real thing. People get, because it's a combination of the person getting overwhelmed and the person coming on overwhelming them.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. And there's like a confidence boost. Once you start to get a few things going, you feel like you can keep going. And
totally agree.
helps your game.
That said, I think it's still a little bit secondary to quality of opponent. If we're talking about England, right? They killed all their momentum losing to Belgium, but I think it was a necessary evil for them.
Yeah.
I don't take that game as a serious game. They played an entire subs almost.
Yeah.
Both teams, right?
Both teams, yeah.
Team. What do you gain by beating the other team's
Right,
B
exactly.
team?
It's a better slot possibly.
Yeah, I don't take that game seriously.
Yeah. And this is the longest coach has ever been a coach for France, like
Deschamps.
Deschamps, this many games.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was listening to that on the way. It's just incredible to see. Because I mean, how many games has he actually played? You know, won the cup, obviously with France, and then also now coaching. It's incredible how much commitment he's given to the French national team.
Yeah.
Don't think Sam Pauli's going to have the same long reign that Deschamps had.
I don't know, unless he wins this World Cup, right?
Wouldn't that be great then? He becomes like this Vichy puppet coach where it's just like Messi making all the decisions or whoever it is.
Yeah.
But, you know, as we saw with Germany, when you're winning, you don't change anything until it completely blows up and then you evolve, right?
Right.
They've ridden their stars, Kroos and all those guys, Neuer, as long as they can until finally they said, oh, okay, now some things have to change, right?
Yeah. Jurgi Low, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I think he's done now. They had kind of hit that wall with him through the qualifying as well. So, and Argentina, like that's the thing with Argentina. Like Argentina struggled to qualify for the World Cup as well, and then struggled to. So, I just wouldn't be surprised if they pull this thing out.
It's funny because teams like that, they'll find a way to make it through, right? The big teams still seem to find a way, even though they're struggling.
Yeah.
They find a way to make Argentina. I mean, Italy did not, but Argentina found a way to make it through. Germany was struggling and found a way to get the win against Sweden, even though they really didn't deserve that win, right?
No, they stole that. They were outplayed in 3 matches,
right?
Yeah,
and so they had a chance to still progress and probably would have developed into this stage and grown on in the tournament. But
at some point, I know it's a small sample size, but you kind of look and say you are who you are, right?
Yeah.
Like 3 games and you got outplayed. Like Timo Werner, you're great for RB Leipzig or whatever, but
not a German national.
You didn't look like Klose when he puts on the jersey.
Right.
And Toni Kroos hardly showed up, so it was like, you know.
Yeah, he great player. One moment where he did rescue his team, albeit he made a mistake to give away the goal. But you know, he showed a little. But all game, where was it? You know,
that's what I'm saying. I mean, losing South Korea 2-0, that's just you don't do that if you're a
love
superpower.
Oh, I was really hoping that second one was going to go. The clearance was going to go all the way in.
I wonder if that's the greatest upset. Because it's not like Germany had nothing to play for. They legitimately were trying to get into the next round. They needed to win. I wonder if that's the greatest upset in the World Cup. Nobody expected that.
Got a comment from Matthias Seidel. How you doing, Matthias? He says Belgium's been the stronger team the last few years.
Sure.
If you're talking about England, then yeah, most teams have been the stronger. Most teams have been the stronger team.
True.
But Belgium's got the talent, no doubt. They're deep, for sure.
What do you think about not including Nainggolan?
Hold on.
Ooh!
Jeez.
That was well hit.
We were saying he needs to step up a little bit.
Yeah.
That would have been a nice contribution.
I think Portugal and Belgium they have to prove that they're not bridesmaids, that they're brides in this situation. Like they always come close. People always talk about their talent, but they seem to always falter right when they have to, when they have the opportunity to take the bull by the horns against the bigger teams.
I think Portugal bought themselves some credit with Euro 2. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like they probably bought themselves at least like two tournaments credit where even if they get found out, it's like, hey, we won a Euro and our team wasn't very good then.
Yeah.
See, but like that Euro, it's almost like this tournament now, right? The bracket they ended up in was the easy road to the final. And then you only have to beat a tired France who felt like we have this in the bag.
But with like pressure playing at home too.
Playing at home and everything like that. England has that same kind of scenario, except that they're not playing at home, is that they're in the easier side of the bracket. They play, on paper, they avoid France, Argentina, Portugal, Uruguay. Like, that's huge. Spain, and they avoid all of them.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I think England has a real chance to win this World Cup because of that.
I agree with you. And Southgate has those guys ready.
Yeah.
Like in a different, it just feels different. That team just feels different. They don't feel overwhelmed by the moment, and that you appreciate that. And they don't feel the pressure because no one expects them to necessarily win this World Cup, and that kind of takes the pressure off of them.
I think that expectation is growing, though.
Yeah.
Every win, I see more and more of this is our year. And English fans getting tattoos of them winning the World Cup this year.
I love that. You never hear about the after with those guys, do you?
Do they go to get it removed, or is
Yeah.
it just a funny thing that always?
They should just get the head tattoo. You can fill it in later, right?
Yeah, right.
See, I just wonder how much of an offense they can mount here, because they seem to be playing more off as opposed to attacking the box and just laying off more.
Yeah, because they don't have the way of attacking the box, right? They don't have that target man to play it to.
Look at that.
It's the speed.
Here we go.
Wow.
Here we go.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
man.
Don't,
That's a penalty. How is that not a penalty?
no.
That has to be a
That's a
penalty,
penalty
of
for
course.
sure.
Why even touch him there? He's running away from goal.
Oh, man. Here we go. You call this the early goal, except this one's for France.
That's one of the easiest.
Was that Marcus Rojo?
Don't push
How do you score a great goal in the last game and then do some
Well, is he going to give him a...
dumbass
Oh,
stuff
okay.
like that? There was no
If
need.
he was on the ball, that would have been a red.
He wasn't going to be able to shoot from there.
Uh-huh.
Great run though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he takes it like, 70 yards?
He just took
in
off.
a matter of seconds.
Look at it. It's very
See,
reminiscent.
look, old Mascherano would have already been right next to him.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
What
Yeah, what were you thinking?
is he?
Right. Like, there's no way he gets to the ball.
Oh, that
that was outside the box.
That's arguably outside the box.
Are we
The
gonna
first
look-
one, but
foul's
the
right
push
there.
down there is the one in the box.
Well, they're gonna have
So
to.
it depends.
They're
They're
gonna have to
gonna have to-
review it.
Yeah, the VAR.
You got to.
Yeah, what do you guys think about this VAR technology being
like
used
it.
this World Cup? Have you been enjoying it?
Yeah, I
When
don't
they've
think it's
using
been a
it?
disruption. I think it's
Yeah.
it's been quick enough, and it's getting more calls right. Maybe
Yeah.
not every call, and I think some of them we're still going to argue, was that a handball, for example, or not?
Right.
But I think it's tremendously improved.
Exactly. You look at the added time.
Yeah.
Most games are 93, and now it's 94. Well,
Yeah.
Right.
what's one more minute?
cares?
Great,
Exactly.
free soccer, right?
Yeah.
And right, it's helped get more things right. And I think the things that got wrong
Yeah.
or questionable are either the rule itself is not great,
Right.
or the referees. It's still up to his interpret. Like he
It's
can
a
look at the
debatable
AR and
call, yeah.
overrule whatever.
It's
So
an extremely debatable call. There's an argument for both.
Yep.
we'll get better at it.
I like it, though. I
like
think it
it?
adds a more element. Because people are so, listen, this is the most passionate sport in the world. People are insane for it. And so if you're going to get as close to getting it correct as possible, you got to take all those, you got to make all those moves to make that possible. So the VAR works for me. And you're right, it doesn't soak up a lot of time. Referee literally runs off the field, looks at it, has a quick conversation, and
Quick.
goes. Not like the NFL where it's like 20 minutes to
Yeah.
figure out if it's
And
pass
sometimes he doesn't
interference.
even run off the field, right?
Yeah.
They
Yep.
only
Sometimes
call him
just
if
gets
they
called down.
Did they actually use it here? I can't. I wasn't.
They didn't. I mean, they didn't go for it.
Well, here's Griezmann's opportunity to step up.
Come on, bud. To the left, to the left.
Oh.
Yep, there it is.
Good ball.
Nice goal.
That's a big start.
Wow.
What's he doing? His Fortnite celebration
Fortnite celebration.
for the kids. For the kids.
Yeah.
It's a good penalty.
He is a kid. You know what I mean? I'm sure he's
I
playing
forget,
between
I
games.
forget that. Yeah.
Yeah. There it
Big
is.
goal. I don't know how many goals Argentina have in them. One,
That's what I'm saying. Right.
maybe.
And I wonder if this causes,
Panic.
well, yeah, and him to look at bringing Aguero on quicker.
Yeah, as long
Or
as,
he-
as long as it's okay with Messi, then
Yeah, yeah,
just
right.
get permission first, right? You gotta
It's
ask your
insane to
father.
me.
I love that. I love everything. I can't stop watching Argentina because it's just any story that comes out, Maradona, whatever. I believe it all.
Yeah.
Everything I believe.
I heard a story that FIFA's asked Maradona to take it down a
Jesus,
level.
please, yes. Please stop.
I-
Everything you're doing.
Like, yeah, he obviously you can't be doing middle fingers in the middle of the
Right,
game.
right.
Not a great look for when you're ambassadors. But I was talking on an earlier show.
Yeah.
Now it's clear like he's a relapsed addict, and it's like
Right.
it's not as funny anymore because like you
No.
see it's one thing when he's just being Maradona and like
Right.
crazy, but when you see he's like just unwell, you're like, man, like that's sad.
You know that when they willfully stop dropping the social constructs, like when he was dancing around like that, you're just
Yeah.
like, oh, come on, what's wrong with you, dude? You're in public.
Yeah.
You know, acting a fool like that. You know, you're representing your country, no less.
He's always had some style. Peter T asked about VAR, but he said Outlaw beat him to it. So.
Oh, yeah, that's...
You know what? I'm willing to change my mind on VAR completely if
Yeah.
it goes against my team in any way, shape, or form. I'll completely
that's so
capitulate.
biased,
Yeah, I'll completely call it wrong. I'll throw it out. I'll throw the baby out with the bathwater if I have to. If it hurts Liverpool in some way, I'm totally against
Right,
it. Always
right.
hated it.
Like Ramos should have been red carded and thrown out of that Champions League game. I don't care what anybody says.
It was dirty. I mean, it's dirty. It's dirty. The whole thing's dirty.
Yes.
After all the evidence that's come out so far, and FIFA and almost every league now is using it, UEFA still refuses and thinks that the The official behind the goal is the better alternative.
Yeah, let me put this guy who's got a post maybe in his way. He'll get it right.
Who blatantly got it wrong on several occasions in the Champions League in very important moments.
You're thinking of the
Europa League.
Are you thinking of Roma Liverpool? Do you want to say it?
Roma Liverpool was one, but then the Europa League, Arsenal Milan was another huge one that he got completely wrong, and there were other ones, and it's just like that doesn't make any sense. You're paying these guys, and they're just getting it wrong when you can.
They're human though, right?
That's what I'm saying. Like I don't get it.
You'll get it one day. John, tell us a little about what you do and your love for soccer and how it all comes together a little bit.
Well, I mean, I'm Latino, born, like my parents are Bolivian, both Bolivian, and so I was first generation here. So for me, what American kids have in baseball, we had in soccer. In my growing up, we were watching, and we would go down to D.C. because I grew up around Virginia, D.C. So my dad and I would drive down to the inner depths of D.C. to find the bars showing like the Bolivian national team games or the World Cup games back in the 80s. And I remember my first real World Cup game was the final where Argentina beat Germany. It was an incredible game, and seeing that live, I think it was 3-2 with what Maradona did and all those guys. And so I was hooked from there, and then just started watching the Washington Diplomats as well, growing up in D.C., and then became a Liverpool fan in the late 80s, early 90s, and then have just been an addict for soccer ever since, and gone to see numerous men's national team games for the U.S.
How were you? How did you become a Liverpool fan? Somebody took you?
Well, initially it was because I was a Beatles fan. And I was just kind of like, oh, they're from Liverpool, that's cool, blah, blah, blah. But I kind of was a quiet Nottingham Forest fan first when I started, which was so random because they were just on the tail end of the Clough era, so we would get those highlights in the Washington Post. You would get those kind of blurbs about them, and I just kind of liked the name. So I was like, Nottingham Forest, that's cool, I'm going to go for them. And then just getting deeper into the Beatles, loving Liverpool, and then seeing some highlights with Fowler and McManaman, I became a Liverpool fan. But then when Michael Owen scored that goal against Argentina in the World Cup, that's what solidified me. I remember just shooting off the couch going, my God, that is possible. And so I just became a Liverpool fan from that point forward. And I've never stopped.
Do your folks from Collider who know you from there, do they know how hardcore you are into soccer? Is it you get to flex your soccer knowledge
absolutely.
a little bit?
Well, I mean, and I love working at Collider because like my boss is really cool about it because I told him, the World Cup, blah, blah, blah. He's like, yeah, that's fine. You can watch while you're working. So what I have is an iPad on next to my desk while I'm working on stuff, working on articles or producing shows or preparing to be on shows. I have the iPad right there just in case anything big happens. So, yeah, I do get that kind of luxury, which is great. Because he's a massive soccer fan as well.
That helps. That helps. He gets it. He totally gets it.
He gets. He always comes to me going, okay, what happened today? Who showed up today? Who didn't show up today? So it's fun to have conversations like that.
That's key. Is working for someone like that. Because I remember when Liverpool lost. It was actually when 2014 when we blew it. When we kind of blew the title, and then I was like, hey. If you don't need to come in tomorrow, like if you not even like a reason, not just like hey, we get it if you're gonna disappear for a few hours.
Was it the Chelsea game or the Crystal Palace game?
The Palace game. I was here, and I was like, they're like just whatever you gotta do.
Go.
No.
Outside the box. Woohoo! Yep. Argentina just can't catch up.
Mbappe is just causing so many problems with these guys.
Yep.
I think the whole back four of Argentina is going to end up in the book by halftime, maybe.
I think like 70% of their starting lineup already had yellow cards. So
4 of them. Terry says 4. If Terry says it's gospel for me.
Was it only 4? I thought it was 5.
Oh yeah, there it is, right outside the box.
Got a question from Joseph Iraq. Says, "Hey Outlaw, what do you think about Croatia so far?"
I think
he says. I think he wants to be heard.
Sure.
He says, "I think we have the best midfield in the world and played the most disciplined football. Lovren is playing his best football in the national team jersey."
So,
other than last game.
As a Liverpool fan, you're asking me about Lovren. It's a very difficult thing. I tweet about him all the time, the frustration I feel about his inconsistency as a defender. But overall, Croatia has been playing well. They're like the quiet dark horse. Nobody's talking about them. And Croatia always seems to surprise people when they pop up in the World Cup and do well. And so I wouldn't be surprised to see them end up in the semis, that's for sure. They play a very powerful, disciplined football, and they don't phase easily. And that's a good thing. I wish Lovren played for us like he plays for the national team, consistently enough.
Him playing well for Croatia is the best possible thing. Either it helps improve,
or
it ups
his
resale value a little bit. But Yeah, he was having a good tournament, and then that handball, it was just like, it was such a love-earned moment. But
yeah, that's the thing. Those are love-earned moments, and we seem to find these players that have this incredible skill, but always do some boneheaded stuff.
It's like this weird
phenomenal with
soccer
Liverpool.
Hubris type thing where it's like we beat ourselves, and our players they beat themselves.
That's frustrating. That's what drove me nuts about our goalkeeper with Reina. When Reina was great, he was great, and then he would fumble the ball away in random moments.
He's great again, I guess. He's doing well for Napoli.
Yeah.
I think he's the number 2 in Spain.
Right.
There was that talk about dropping De Gea, which was always nonsense.
Yeah, that's dumb.
But that would have been crazy to see.
Oh wow!
You gotta curl that from that distance.
What do we think about? Oh, there's his brothers. What do we think about Pogba so far in this tournament?
Fine.
Yeah, I mean,
not outstanding.
Like the rest of the team, underperforming.
Yeah.
They've got the talent. It's all there. It's Pogba in a nutshell. All the talent's there. We all know it.
Yeah.
Doesn't do it enough.
He's a microcosm for the French national team.
Exactly.
All the talent's there, but sometimes, because the French temperament is so different as a soccer, it's almost if they decide to show up, they show up. And if they don't, they get temperamental and don't. And they don't care, they could care less. And it's fascinating, the French national team.
But I think we all desperately kind of want what, whether it be Argentina or Messi with Argentina or Pogba with France, we all want what Zidane did in 2006, right?
Yeah.
That was his World Cup. He put on a show.
That was great.
Against every team, he put on a show of what he can do.
There it is.
I remember I was in Italy watching that Brazil France
The
at that time,
semifinal?
and
Yeah.
that was when Ronaldinho was in his prime.
Yeah.
And the Italian commentators, who were, I guess as biased as you could be in that, were just saying that Ronaldinho is supposed to be the greatest in the world, but Zidane has made him his pupil in this game. It's just the master. It was so good.
Not even Ronaldinho, but Kaká as well at that time. Kaká was still on the top of his game.
He was about to win. He won Golden Ball 2007, so that was right around before he did his knee or whatever it was.
I fell in love with that French national team in '98, and then to see them pop up in 2006 again with Zidane at the tail end of his career.
Veterans,
yeah, it was incredible. And the headbutt.
Yeah, I know.
Forever I will hate that moment. Forever I will hate that moment.
It's a weird. We talked about it a lot. It's a weird thing to do.
Yeah.
There's. No matter what he said, Materazzi said.
Yeah.
How have you not heard that before?
Right, exactly, on a football field. Especially
football.
when he's been so adamant about the racial stuff that he had to endure in France being Algerian.
Right.
And so that's...
I know. I understand he talked about his parents or his mom and his sister, but come on, you've heard it before. Yeah. You're in a World Cup final.
Yeah. You're a veteran. You're not 21.
You've been in the game for so long. I don't know. It's very
the way
strange.
he plays. He was always fouled.
Yeah.
Sometimes some players that bothers him when they people foul him, but he just gets up and plays. You know what I mean?
He was always so stone-faced.
That was bizarre.
It was very weird.
Mm-hmm. Half of me wondered if he had just, ran out of gas and just had that moment of just anger because he couldn't catch up anymore.
That's probably the likeliest scenario.
Yeah.
It was sad though. Not for you. Not for Fabio, of course. He was going, great, get that guy out of here.
I was so happy.
Are you a fan of the Italy national team? Or
yeah,
you just
absolutely.
don't
Absolutely.
Were you surprised it didn't qualify? How upset were you?
Yeah. I mean, not surprised to the degree we weren't playing great.
Yeah.
But I was just thinking it's going to be like every time. We barely qualify.
Right. And then show up.
And then suddenly our team does a little bit better and we move forward. Yeah. We go through greater highs and lows than most club team or most national teams do.
I don't
definitely more than
that.
the German teams.
Terry did fact check us. So there were 5 Argentines on yellows, but only 4 of them started in this match.
Oh, okay.
So you're both right and wrong at the same time. Just to be fair.
Was Rojo one of them?
No. It was Mercado, Banega, Messi, Mascherano, and then Otamendi. But Otamendi didn't start.
By the way, shout out to the guys who are watching who are using my outlaw nickname. I appreciate that very much.
Should we be
People
calling
are
you?
Yeah, where does that come from?
That's pretty badass.
I play in this movie trivia tournament that we have over at Collider, which is really big, movie trivia showdown, and a bunch of us who are who are pundits, we compete against each other in a WWE style movie trivia tournament. So we all have characters. And so my character is the outlaw because I'm a massive fan of westerns.
Okay.
So I wear a cowboy hat and I wear a Guy Fawkes mask because I represent the people. And so fighting for the people, that kind of thing. So initially when I started, I was a massive heel. So I was saying terrible things about people, because you do promos and it's a whole nine.
Really?
Yeah. And then you mess with people during matches, and so it's all that, and it's really great. And I won the title for singles, and then I won the title in tag team belts, and then I've just kind of been roaming around doing stuff as well and competing all the time. So it's a lot of fun, and fans have really taken to it. So I appreciate it. It's a lot of fun.
So the performances have been there, is what you're saying.
Yeah. But the league's growing, so we have so many people now involved, like Ben Bateman and him and his crew. They're Team Action with Andrew Guy. They do what they do. So, and I've just put a faction together called the Five Horsemen now, which is all of 5 former champions or current champions, and I just put them all together in a stable now. So we're going to take over the league next. So it's a whole thing, and there are seasons and everything. So it's fun.
Wow.
Do you ever do like your traditional pub trivia type stuff? Are you a ringer for that as well?
I do sometimes if I'm feeling rusty. If I got to prep for a big match, I will absolutely go down and play in some of the pub trivia stuff just to keep me sharp.
Keep sharp for practice.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, over at Collider, and for the people who don't know, I host shows there, I produce shows there, I write as well, and so I do a lot of stuff over there full time, so it's a blast, and it's all entertainment stuff. If you haven't looked at Collider stuff, we cover all the latest entertainment news and trailers and all that kind of jazz, and then we do shows on Star Wars, shows on superhero comic book movies, things of that nature, so that's our shows.
And you watch soccer.
And religiously. I've missed only 2 or 3 of these World Cup games.
Which ones? That's the real question. Was it the 5
Don't make them
a.m.?
call it out.
Anything with Saudi Arabia. Anything with Saudi. And no offense to Saudi Arabia. That team is not interesting to watch. And they, even though they beat Egypt with Salah, which was heartbreaking.
Yeah. Poor guy. It's not been his last month or two. Joseph has another question for the Outlaw. It says, what are your thoughts on an Argentina and Croatia match?
It's not going to happen. But I will tell you that if it did, Croatia would probably win 2-1. They would grind it out. That's kind of classic Croatia.
What about
I think the game that was played?
About the group.
Sorry. If they were to meet further on.
I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would assume so.
Is that when Croatia won 3-0?
Yeah.
They exposed Argentina for what they were coming into the tournament, which was barely a team that barely qualified. And so that's why I think France is going to do the same thing, because they just have even just as good, if not better, players in Croatia. And as a team, they seem like it could be more cohesive.
There it is.
No.
What? Was that a pass? Wow. Is he saying handball?
Yeah, but there's no way.
No love from the ref. That was a great pass.
That was a good ball.
Look at that. Yeah.
What was the goal? No, his hands against his body.
Yeah.
You can't call that.
You would say that's a natural position?
You would
see his hands. He
actually
actually puts his hand to his body. There's no way you can call that.
If he had jacked his elbow out, then maybe. Yeah.
Sampaoli with the sleeves.
Look at the tattoos. Look at the tats. I love it.
God. I think he's ready to go out there and play.
Mm-hmm.
You think it works for Argentina that so Chile has kind of become one of their big rivals recently, right? I know it's always been Brazil, but in the past few tournaments and Copa Americas, now that they have Sampaoli, the former manager of Chile, is that kind of weird juju to bring that in? Like someone who's been actively trying to beat you and has beaten you so much in the past?
Argentina, it's a confusing team when they find their coaches, because people almost seem reluctant to coach the team.
Yeah,
right.
There's the pressure of it is intense.
Yeah.
Think about it. You got Maradona in the stands looming over you every match, saying, "Until you win the World Cup, you're in forever my shadow." Right. Sean S. asks everyone, "What's everyone's picks to win it all?" Brazil fan here. I believe they can take it this year.
Really. I appreciate your confidence.
I think they have a chance, but if I'm being honest, I think Croatia can beat Brazil.
Wow.
And I think France can beat Brazil. Brazil's a good team, but I think they miss certain. There's missing certain elements, and one of them is experience with some of their players in big games like these. So I don't know. I don't think Brazil can win it all. I put my money still on France at this point.
I think Portugal has a very, very strong chance to win this thing. We'll see what Spain shows up, because that's the thing too. They've been kind of Jekyll and Hyde through the tournament, and we'll see how they play. But Portugal feels primed and ready to take this thing, and Ronaldo is in form, just in form. When he's in form, that team feeds off him,
For sure.
It's not like the old days where he would score a bunch of goals and then get impertinent, get impatient, and the team wouldn't rally around him. This seems like a different kind of Ronaldo, a veteran Ronaldo, who's driving that force. But England is my quiet dark horse.
Yeah, they definitely have a lot of opportunity, especially like I said, because they're on that side of the bracket.
Yeah.
I was going to say, for Spain, though, I feel like in watching these games,
Yeah.
Iniesta has been a lot like Mascherano, in which
He's faded.
he's faded. Especially in that game against Portugal, he made a lot of bad passes, a lot of poor decisions, and it's sad to say because he was one of my favorite players.
Sure.
Even above Xavi when he was with Barcelona.
He was great to watch.
He was
and he was
amazing.
underrated for some time, too.
Yeah. He lived in a shadow of Messi and Xavi and Ronaldinho, but he was a star player there. But he's lost a little bit of his step.
Yeah.
My pre-tournament pick was Brazil because I think, other than France, they're probably pound for pound the most solid team, but they haven't really put it together. And now they're going to have to go through a pretty tough route. Mexico is built to play better teams than they are.
Yeah, that's Mexico's MO.
I wouldn't be surprised if Mexico beats Brazil.
Mbappe.
Almost.
Wow,
Nice
that's a great
moves.
tackle.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Mexico beats Brazil. I just wouldn't be surprised at all.
But then they would blow it against
Probably.
someone else.
Probably.
But Mexico, I feel, has a little more in the tank where they might be able to take a big scalp. Got a few Periscope comments. Lucas Nobre says Mbappe is going to win this game alone.
Yeah,
So far, yeah. Alan Saffron says hello there. Hey, Alan. And Lucas asked, do you think Brazil is going to win this World Cup? I think we just talked about that. Bobby Watson wants to know about Belgium. I mean, Belgium's very talented.
Yes.
Right?
I mean, yeah, they're on paper they're an incredible team, and they should do it. But they again every single time we talk about this was just like the Euros. They were an incredible team on paper, and yet they failed to just put something together.
Yeah.
I mean, a poor Italy team beat them right in the first game. They just never seem to get it together. This tournament, it seems like they're actually starting to gel a little bit now that they've had some time, and I think Thierry Henry has a big part in that, to be honest, up front in his coaching. But I think they could do it. I think they can go very far in this tournament.
We again, same as England. We haven't really. I know they're good. We know they're good for sure, but we haven't seen them play a good team yet. So it's hard for us to give a glowing endorsement until we've seen a little battle tested.
Ooh, that was vengeful.
Well, I mean, Lukaku is a fantastic striker up front, Eden Hazard. You've got the pieces there. The question, they feel very reminiscent to what Portugal was before they won the Euro. Full of potential. Can you step up to the plate and take a tournament? And so for me, let's see what they do, because 4 years ago, remember, they had a nice run. Of course, we almost beat them. If Wondolowski doesn't miss a sitter, we beat them.
Sure.
That's a game over. And so how great were they that they couldn't beat us? And so, or they almost lost us rather. So we'll see how they do in this tournament as these games get tighter. They got to prove it to us. We have to be skeptical about Belgium, I feel.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not really a golden generation until you won something.
Right.
I don't know about that. I think you can have a golden generation of players
that
underperform.
Of that good caliber. Well, like, do you believe in Portugal's golden generation, which was before Ronaldo's, right? Like
Figo, Deco,
and
yeah. I think that was their golden generation, because I think the golden generation is determined not by the team's ability to win, but by the individual players, right? The quality of the individual players. I think that determines a golden generation.
By that, then this is France's golden generation.
No.
Since their last golden generation.
Yeah.
Some countries have all the luck and have golden generations.
Every 8 years.
Yeah, exactly.
2 World Cup cycles.
I'm waiting for the American one. I'm
Yeah,
waiting for the
exactly.
golden generation.
You and us all.
No offense to Dempsey and Donovan. I'm just waiting for it.
Yeah, they're definitely stars and so on. But
Let Donovan play for Mexico. What do you think? What was you guys' take on all that? I think you said it all right there. I think I gathered some intelligence from that.
Listen, I love the Mexican people. I love the Mexican team in terms of the what they represent for the region for CONCACAF. But I'm an American fan. I have to hate that team. I have to actively root against that team. So to see one of your bright stars holding up the Mexico scarf was really hard for me. Really hard. It was like Liverpool holding up a Manchester United scarf.
It was like watching Michael Owen when he went to United.
When he went to United,
why?
Exactly. What are you doing? Right. Or watching Rooney wearing my DC United colors.
Oh yeah, your DC. How does that feel?
Terrible, absolutely terrible. Well, because we're catching him at the tail end of his career when nobody wants him in the big clubs, and oh boy, they both.
They're both gonna be staying down for a while because no one knows
no
who
one
fell
wants
who,
to,
right?
Exactly.
Like
no one wants to admit.
He's going to look. Let's see who's hurt
That's
more.
so funny. Oh, yeah, all right.
It's definitely Gerard who fouled him.
I feel similar on the whole Donovan thing. Now, my dad's from Mexico, so I'm Mexican-American, so I've always gotten a free pass to root for U.S. and Mexico.
That's fair.
When they go head-to-head, I go for the U.S. because that's where I'm from. But, I don't get it. If you don't have that, like, I feel like Mexican-Americans are the only Americans that should be cheering for Mexico, right? Like, I get it if you've got some connection there, but other than that, this is your rival. Like, it's good for the sport to have a good rivalry. And it's not saying you, like, hate Mexican people or anything like that. Like, you can respect culture, but when it comes to sports, you know?
Right.
Especially Donovan, it doesn't does a disservice to the integrity of U.S. soccer when we try to say, no, guys, we are a big nation in soccer. Take us seriously.
Right.
While our greatest player ever puts on a Mexico jersey.
Yeah, right.
That's
Hurtful.
Donovan for you in a nutshell.
Hurtful.
He's always done his own thing, man.
Yeah, he's kind of an aloof guy, right?
Yeah, I think that's, as much as I hated Klinsmann dropping him, I understood why he dropped him before that World Cup last 4 years ago.
The only thing, my only beef with that, sporting decision, I was with that as well. Right. But then it's a story that he's not there.
Right.
Then everything gets second guessed when it's, well, Wondolowski missed, but Donovan probably would have, or whatever.
And we don't know what he would have done.
Exactly.
Right, yeah.
Which, to Sweden's credit, I thought was going to be the same. I thought Ibrahimovic not being there was going to be why didn't you bring him, you know? But, it's great. He's pimping out Visa and Samsung while his team was topping the group of death, right?
Non-stop. But I think sometimes that helps countries, right? When all of the news headlines are no longer on, wow, your team sucks, they're on, oh, you're not bringing Zlatan, it's all about Zlatan. I think that helps Sweden. It relieves the pressure, and you're able to just play soccer.
Interesting.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
Is that Griezmann coming back and defending on Messi?
Yeah.
Jesus.
That one, do you think they'll sit back on this, France, on the 1-0, just like knowing they can handle the Argentinian attack? Or do you think
I hope not, because I think that's a mistake.
Yeah.
France is not built that way. Mexico is built to play that way, right?
Yes.
To sit back,
hold the
counterattack,
lead.
and hold the game. France is not built that way. I'm sure they could do it, but it's just not a good style of soccer for them.
Yeah.
I also don't agree with Deschamps' use of Pogba, playing him as a defensive midfielder. I think for a guy who is as creative as he is, to play him so far back just doesn't seem to make sense. So he's playing him as a ball winner and somebody to control the ball back there. It's dumb. I think it ruins a great artist of the game.
Yeah. It's super frustrating, right? Because with these great players you've seen on their clubs do incredible things, go and play for the national team, they have to sit on their hands in essence a lot of the times because of what they have, the personnel they have.
Matthias says that supporting your home team thing is so American.
What? What? I think
everyone supports their home team, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I also support Liverpool, which I've never been to. So if that makes you feel better, I support a team. But
also, I think that's like,
good defense there.
That's also perfectly not American in the sense that I'm an American and I support the Italian national team, right? And I'm sure there's a lot of people in the U.S. who identify with different countries, and so they don't support the U.S. You know what I mean?
Especially because, and not to date us, but growing up a little bit where there wasn't as strong as a U.S. team.
Yeah.
If I was growing up now, I probably wouldn't have much of a connection to the Mexican team.
Right.
But in absentia, right? Yeah. You found a team where there was a strong league, where there was players you could look up to. And you gravitate towards that.
And the Liga MX has always been more exciting than the MLS, no matter what people say. And I've been a fan of MLS since '96, since the inception. But the Liga MX is more exciting.
If Bolivia qualified for World Cup,
which they did in '94.
Walk us through the whole. It's been a minute though. Walk us through the range of emotions. What would be your plan of action?
It's going to be a few more minutes, I have a feeling, but before they do it again. But yes. Almost. It would be great. It would be incredible. And, my father passed away in 2008, so it would be if they qualified, it'd be an awesome way to, honor him at a World Cup game, to go see it, that kind of stuff. So it would be fantastic because we went in '94 to Chicago to see them play the opening game against Germany. And we were row triple Z, way in the back. And Soldier Field, doesn't matter, right? We were there. And it was such a great atmosphere, But yeah, I would love it. And of course, I'd cheer for them the whole time. My allegiance is always going to be to the U.S., so I would cheer for the U.S. over Bolivia in that way.
Would that be the hardest thing for you to do? Let's say U.S. and Bolivia playing a World Cup. I mean, you lose, you win either way. You feel dirty at the end of the game.
That's right. That's right. I have to take a shower, a couple showers. But England has always been my second favorite team. So that's been a
Because of Liverpool in the Premier
right,
League? Or?
exactly, and knowing all those players, and and watching them play, and of course because Gerrard, and this is the first. I think this is the first World Cup without Gerrard. So it's a it's a little weird.
Since I think he got injured in the 2002 run-up, I think, but I think this is his first tournament where he hasn't. Strange, but in a way, it's kind of. I feel like it's good for England that it's a new generation.
Everyone's moved on.
The young kids, they don't know about all the defeat and all the media. They really don't. This generation has grown up with the media, so it's no big thing for them to be hated on because they get Instagram comments every day.
Yeah, and no one's a better example of that than Sterling. He's gotten so much crap. I hated him, of course, for leaving and going to Man City.
But that's sporting reasons.
Right, but the tattoo thing has just been ridiculous.
Who cares?
It's so, like, what they make a big deal out of in the world,
Yeah, that's...
Like it's soccer, man.
Plus,
it's football.
I kind of hope they win, too, just so that we can stop hearing about all of it.
Right.
Like the 1966 was their last...
It's coming home!
And just like, I'm tired of it,
Wow, that's...
Oh!
Unbelievable!
Golazo!
Di Maria!
Di Maria,
Great goal. I was just about to say,
Holy
look
cow.
at what they've resorted to. Those shots from deep. Good
That
Lord.
was incredible.
Well, I guess he's not getting dropped again, huh?
They needed that.
That
They needed
was
that
huge.
That
Right
was a
before
great
halftime.
shot.
The thing is if you're France, you welcome that shot. You say, great, that's the best you can do. We'll take that.
Yeah.
That was a strike.
That's Lloris, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. There it is. Look at the passion. Look at the tears. That's what it is all about.
I love it. No matter what, when Argentina plays, you
Yeah.
know you're getting tears in the
That's
stands
right.
or on the field after. Like, it's tears of joy, maybe. Wow, I got to see this one more time. Off throw in, couple passes.
And this is the
Look how
first
wide open he is, too.
Yeah.
They're not even close to him.
And this is the first goal that France has conceded in the run of play.
Wow.
That was not a set piece.
Wow.
Wow, nice.
The whole tournament. So this is what you had to do to score on France, like that far out of the box.
I'm wondering why he was that open. Oh, there's Diego.
It's about time. The over-under got to be at least
fine,
five shows. Yeah, that's what you
great.
want. That's what you want to see.
Yeah, that's great. You just cheer. Be a cheerleader for your team.
Exactly. Don't fall down. Don't pass out.
I almost
Start
wonder.
throwing crepes and stuff at people.
Don't get carried out of on a stretcher out of the stadium.
Was Di Maria so alone because was Conte like that tight on Messi that they?
I think, he was pushed pretty far back. They had too many players just on the 18. Nobody stepped up.
We got a little.
But then you could see that they started yelling as soon as he got the ball. Where's
Close.
Varane?
Jeez, Mascherano goes in full
Five.
steam.
Yeah, I know.
Alejandro Morti says, if Spain can find their game, they can beat anyone. So far, however, they haven't been fully able to go. Definitely. They've looked a little in second gear, maybe.
And their defenses look suspect for sure.
Yep. If they don't have Costa, there's no way they're out of the qualifying runs.
He bailed them out once or twice.
Yeah,
and you're just
twice.
like, hold on, let me just score a goal real quick.
It's ridiculous.
A-High says, guys, you're a minute behind. We know. That's streaming technology. Hate to break to you, but everyone is on YouTube at least.
I think this tournament showed a lot of people's, like coaches' decisions to leave players behind. Has come back to haunt them a little bit. Like even with Germany, to leave behind
Sané. I couldn't believe it.
It's strange. Would you have changed things for Germany? Maybe, Or Spain to leave behind Morata.
For Germany, who scored no goals against Mexico, no goals against Korea, and then some set pieces and some kind of fortunate goals against Sweden.
Yeah.
Not great.
Yeah.
And again, Argentina. I don't know, you guys, Fabio, I know you've been watching, but I've done it to death how Icardi should be out here.
I agree. As much as I don't like the guy, I think as a person, I don't like the guy. He can finish. He's not the greatest soccer player, but he can finish, and he's proven that. And I think he's a better finisher than Higuain is for the Argentinian national team.
Higuain, you kind of feel like he's cursed when he puts on that jersey.
Yeah, he really is.
I like for everyone saying
against Nigeria, he missed the open goal,
he did.
and I was like, you damned the team. Yeah.
It would have been a chance to rewrite his story for Argentina, and he just cemented it. Like if all the talk about the pressure on Messi to perform Argentina, I feel like it gets to Higuain more.
I tweeted out after the Croatia game that they were done, like they crashed out of the tournament.
Yeah.
I had no expectation they would beat Nigeria. So, and when it was 1-1, I was like, this makes total sense. It's classic Argentinian way to leave the tournament.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everybody questioning Messi, nobody coming after the coach as powerfully as they should, and it was just going to be a flaccid performance.
It's such a fine line with these narratives,
Yep.
right? So Argentina went on, and how close were Spain or Portugal, excuse me, I should say, to going out?
Yeah. They were
and then all of a sudden Ronaldo couldn't get his team past whatever because he got sent yellow card and it was a liability and had to come off.
Yep.
And Messi rescues his team, you know,
And he missed the PK.
And he missed the penalty. It's just like such a fine margin between.
Yep.
That was crazy though. That Portugal was one kick
yeah.
away from being eliminated from the tournament.
Yep.
God, this was such a sweet strike.
Yeah, that really is. What do you guys think about the first decision for a team to get through based on the fair play rules?
Stupidest thing in the world.
What do you think the alternative would have been?
Anything else? I'd rather do a coin flip. Okay, here's
Wow,
what I
would
saw.
you rather?
Here's what I saw. Japan
Yeah.
passing the ball about, what was it, 25 times
Yeah.
in their own half, and you're telling me that's the team that advances on fair play?
Yeah.
Something's flawed there, right? Also, it brings in the other things from different games where the referee might be calling yellow cards more strictly. You know what I mean? Because they kind of established
Right.
that. I don't like it at all. I don't like it.
There's like 7 tiebreakers. It's insane.
And that's the 6 to the last.
Yeah.
Because after that, it
many
goes
of
to the
them-
drawing loss.
So many of
Yeah.
them are usually like the same, where it's like,
Yeah.
okay, what's your head-to-head record? What's your goals head-to-head record? It's
Right.
like, all right, well, if we tied, it's going to be that's the same, that's the same, that's
Yeah.
the same.
Well, some of them are the same because some of them assuming there's more than 2 teams that are tied. So it's like your
get the-
head-to-head
to get
record.
the
It's like
third
your
one
goal
out.
records against the teams that are tied. So if there's more than 2 teams, it makes more sense.
There's
But if
got to
there's-
be a better way, is what
Yeah.
I'm saying. John, what do you think?
Yeah, I feel the same way. I feel like it's such a non. When you settle something off the field, that's a really hard thing for me to accept and be okay with, you know. And wherever you feel about penalty shootouts, it's still on the field. And so when you do the thing about fair play, it bothers me all around because then you're just saying, well, because the referee didn't feel like giving a bunch of yellow cards this game.
Sure.
It doesn't mean that you were somehow better. Your behavior was somehow better in the game than it was for another team that was playing a similar game or at the same time with a different referee. So it allows for too much of human error.
But
is
you
what I think.
you can't enact a penalty kick situation when the teams are playing each other.
Right, I know.
So how do you
You're right.
how do you do that? I don't know.
Right. That's what I'd like to figure out.
Yeah.
But I almost feel like maybe you're right. The flipping of the coin is almost better because that at least is arbitrary. Whereas you don't know what's going to happen. Whereas with red cards, you're depending on a human referee to give out yellow or red cards depending on the flow of the game.
Or shots on goal or something that
Right.
like promotes attacking.
shots on
I don't
goal,
know.
yeah,
There's,
sure.
I mean, there's
Possession.
There's other things. Like I feel like the punishment for cards is in the game already. It's you are cautioned and you could be sent off or you could be suspended if you accumulate too many.
Or even if you're ranked higher by however you were seeded in the tournament, if you're ranked higher, then you advance, and that puts the onus on the lower ranked team to play better. And so
But
that's
could
what-
you the counter to that would could you say that the fact that the lower ranked team got to a point that they're tied on points with the higher ranked team means that they outperformed, whereas the higher ranked team underperformed, and so you should give them the benefit of the doubt?
I think it would depend on how the group goes, but yeah, you can
Yeah.
definitely make that counter argument.
I'm not a huge fan of the FIFA rankings, and that was used to be one of the determinants of the tiebreakers.
Right.
Because I think FIFA rankings are completely arbitrary and
Yeah.
sometimes can be gamed when you choose the friendlies that are in your favor and you just
Right.
rack up a bunch of wins.
Right.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of the big teams just create friendlies with other big teams and play certain young players to give them experience and
Right.
to try out tactics, and so they don't care if they win or lose, and that affects their FIFA ranking.
Yeah.
So I don't like using FIFA ranking. It's still used to determining the seeding of the qualifying around the world, so I don't like it. But I don't think that we should ever go back to that system of ranking teams and then using that as a tie-breaking situation.
Okay.
I like this commercial, by the way.
Yeah, this is a great one.
Warrior Class has a question about Senegal, and I've got a lot of feelings about that. I'm sure Mr. Mane over there has some feelings, but why don't we take a look at some stats from this match? Bobby, you want to join me up here? You remember how to drive, don't you?
I don't, actually. It's been a long time.
So let's take a look at some of the match stats to start here.
Wow.
Possession. Has it felt that dominant in terms of possession?
I guess so.
It's been a lot of counterattacking for
Yeah.
France. They just grab the ball and they run.
I mean, a lot more passing, and you can see even a better successful pass completion percentage for Argentina. I guess.
Yeah, they seem like the more aggressive team, and I guess that happens when you go down a goal early. So maybe that's the way it's played out.
Yeah, that could be a factor, right? If France decided they got their goal, they sat back, let Argentina have the ball for a while, let them play.
Exactly what I said. If Argentina needs to let France score that early goal and respond,
Yeah.
I think that's exactly what I was trying to say. Let's look at some of the analysis. So we going a little more in depth with possession here. Wow, look how little of the ball has been in Argentina's third.
Yeah.
I feel like it's only been quick runs where Mbappe or Griezmann have made that one darting run, but the majority of the game has been played.
That's what it feels like. It feels like France is absorbing the attacks and then sliding in when they can slide in and mounting their attacks.
Let's look at the average XY coordinates of each player. So maybe we'll start with Argentina here.
It's a lot of favored on the right side.
Yeah, which is interesting. Di Maria, the goal scorer, he kind of gets isolated by that.
But even when he scored, he was in the middle of the field. He was more to the right side. So they don't like the left side. I mean, because you also have Banega playing on the left with Di Maria, who's not an outside midfielder. You know what I mean?
And this is the liability. Is this what we're saying? He already got a yellow, so he's going to miss the next match regardless.
He got another yellow this game?
Well, he was on a yellow and he got one in this match.
Oh, I didn't see him get one.
Yeah, he was just doing Mascherano things mainly. Let's take a look at the French team. Anything stand out here to you guys? What are you guys seeing here?
Well, if they're going down the right side, what's on the French right side that they think they can expose? That's what I was looking at.
It was Argentina's right side, so the French left side.
French left side,
So
was it Kante?
Hernandez?
Lucas Hernandez. Yeah, there's definitely been some runs down there. Hernandez is a good player, though. He's not. He's no slouch. I mean, this whole team is stacked. It's like it's practically an all-star team here.
But I think your Pogba comment earlier is a good comment, man, because like, how can you've got to get some offense going here if you're going to keep sitting him in the defensive area. You're not going to get that offense to generate the creativity you need to feed your strikers up there, especially Giroud.
And look who you got next to him. Mr. All covers 2/3 of the ocean,
the world,
whatever. Go forward. You know, you don't have to hold. Mourinho's not holding you back. Go create.
Go have some fun.
But in Deschamps' defense, how do you move him forward, right?
Yeah, who do you say?
Who do you
hey, hold back
here?
for a second.
I
Let me.
would
I don't
move
know.
Mbappe to pair up with Giroud. I would move him up and switch the formation. I would absolutely do the 4-4-2 in that way.
Oh, that's a good idea. So do something like
Yeah.
this,
Right.
with Griezmann behind.
Exactly, and then you move Pogba up right. Yeah, exactly. There you go, and then you move Kante around. But you
Maybe
move
could do
Kante right into
something
the
like
middle,
this.
You want the diamond?
and then you drop Kante there.
I like that. That's not
what I
bad.
would be
Next
doing
France
against
manager Fabio De Chico.
That's not a bad lineup.
This is a little surprising to me how deep Griezmann's played.
Yeah.
Well, they had an example where Griezmann was in the box,
Right.
stealing a ball from Messi, who was about to shoot it. I mean,
And that's not his job.
Right.
I get Giroud maybe coming back for a set piece because he's good in the air. Yeah. Griezmann should be living in this half, right? He needs to be there the whole time.
I'm okay with him dropping out. That shows a passion that I'm going to get back and defend and stop the best player in the world to make sure we're not losing this game. And then as long as he runs back up, that's
Do
fine.
they need it though?
Yeah.
Do they need his body back?
Well, if he's going to be a defender, yeah, well, that's a good point. Anyway, yeah.
I mean, I'm playing devil's advocate.
No,
when
it's
Mexico
good.
play, I wax lyrical about Chucky Lozano getting back and how great that is. But Mexico, I think, kind of needs that.
They do.
Anyone's pass map you want to see? Who?
Let's do the heat map. I want to see,
heat map?
Conte's heat map. If it's just an entire red board.
It's always fun to see his heat map. So this is all of his involvements. The red is where he's
this has
most
changed.
involved.
Wow.
He's been a bit disciplined here, but obviously a lot of action. Maybe let's take a look at Griezmann's heat map as well.
Wow.
See,
All over the field.
that's too much back here.
Yeah.
There's why
This is surprising, right?
for your best creator. I think Griezmann. You would say that. You want to see more yellow. You want to see more red, and you want to see it in this half. This is too sporadic. This is it's kind of undisciplined almost.
Yeah.
He's maybe following the action a little too much, and he kind of needs to. The way Henry. How many times when he didn't have the ball, you'd see him walking, and people are like, "Oh, Henry's walking," but he knows. What's the point of running back here? This is where you need to be.
Yeah. What about Mbappe? And then Pogba.
Yeah.
That's as you would expect.
Well done,
Stick to the side.
Yep.
He's been pretty lively. I thought he's
Yep.
had a good game so far.
Yep.
Who else did you want to
Pogba.
see?
The man, the myth.
Wow.
That's a good game,
Yeah.
right?
Solid, good game. For most players, I'd say, yeah, great, you're doing your job. But when you know what he can do, you maybe want to see a little more.
Yeah, that's what I hope Deschamps goes back in the locker room and maybe rejiggers the formation a little bit and pushes Pogba to be more of an offensive threat as they go into the second half.
I hope he's watching because we were
telling right now.
We were laying down some nuggets
free.
for him.
This is free too.
Why don't we look
I have to
at
translate it for
Paul Pogba's passes?
Look at that.
20, only 2 missed, and they're short little ones. It's pretty positive.
I'm looking at chances created, 0.
Yeah.
That's true. Let's look at all of his passes, removing the sideways and backwards passes. This is still pretty positive. He's played a good number of forward passes and to some success as well.
It's funny because they are finding the holes in the Argentinian defense.
They're there.
They just can't get that ball in for a second goal or a third goal in the final third.
Absolutely.
But they're finding it.
Should we look at maybe let's take a look at Messi's passes.
Wow.
He's really on that right side.
Yeah, he is.
Quick little ones. Hasn't quite been able to get the 1-2 where he slides behind someone though.
He's been kind of quiet the whole first half.
A bit.
Right?
Excuse me.
Like we've barely said his name the whole first half. That's not good when you're the main striker.
Banega, who came in and was pretty good last match. What do you think? Are you guys impressed with him so
Wow.
far? Have you noticed he's out there?
He's
Or
certainly playing a lot. Look at 30 passes.
Yeah, I mean he's active. He gave the assist for the goal. So.
yeah.
But I think, like to your point about Messi not doing much, I think that could be a huge benefit for Argentina, right? If
In the second
Messi
half,
can
yeah.
distract players and pull away defenders, and then it just gives an opportunity for another person to step up, like Di Maria did with that shot. For
But
another
they have
person,
to step
They
up.
have to step up.
They
Yeah.
can't Higuain it, right?
Yeah, exactly. But Messi's giving it to you, saying, "Look, I got 3 people around me at all times. That means there's another 2 of you that are wide open.
Yeah.
Take advantage of that."
That's what I'd like to see. 'Cause I guess you guys don't have the replay for the goal, right?
No.
So that
No.
we could see how that played out if Messi did drag the defender away from Di Maria to give him
It
some-
was 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the replay right there.
Very well done, man. Very well done.
Got it. It's all up here. It's all up here. Why don't we look at attacking zones, which I think we kind of know.
Yeah,
France
it's-
going heavily down Mbappe's side.
And it's the same for Argentina.
Wait, I got to learn my flags. Flags of the world.
Yeah, even
Wow.
more so.
Yeah.
Does this maybe highlight the lack of a true number 9?
Yeah, 'cause there's no way they can play that way.
Yeah. Maybe. I mean, it might help just to balance it out and draw a little more attention, even if it's like a true false number 9.
Yeah.
Just someone who's making more runs here, because obviously, even if Messi's starting up top, we know where he's living, and we know where he's getting the ball and playing the ball.
Well, and the thing to be said, how many good crosses Argentina created in the first half? There was a
There's
lot
no
of
one.
but there was no one there sitting
Yeah,
there
yeah.
to put him in. A lot of them just danced across the face of the goal, and there was an Argentinian offensive guy to put it in.
Even for a small guy like Kun Aguero to be in there to collect the ball, having that person who's used to that is what you want.
Here's a fun fact for you: only 2 shots for Argentina. One of them blocked by a defender, and the other,
A goal.
Lloris picked that out of the net.
Look at that.
Wow. For all that possession, only 2 attempts. That's kind of been Argentina's problem in a nutshell in this tournament. One of many problems, but certainly one that we've seen.
But that's the thing. Is this an indication, their goal, is it an indication that the fact of the amount of offensive pressure they've been putting on France throughout the first half, or is this a sign about the French defense? Does this say something about the French defense? The French is so potent, so powerful, so tight that they have to do miracle shots from way outside the box to have a shot at getting any goals. And that's what I wonder about. Because they've been getting in there with the crosses,
Yes.
but no one's there. So.
Yeah, I think if I'm France in the situation, I'm not too concerned. Right? They got a ridiculous goal to score. It's not like they've been threatening them this entire time. It was just they got a
2
ridiculous
shots,
goal.
this, and then 2 outside of the box shots. You live with that. You live with that.
And on the other end, France has been knocking. They hit the
Yeah,
post.
they hit the
They've been
post.
counterattacking.
Yep.
So I'm not too concerned if I were France.
Yep.
But what you don't want to do is what would be ideal for Argentina would be to go to overtime and then the penalty kicks, right? And that'd be perfect for Argentina.
You're saying if you went to Sampaoli or Messi, whoever the coach is, and said, hey, we're offering you to go to penalty kicks right now, he'd bite your hand off, right?
Yeah, he would take it in a heartbeat.
Right.
At least I would take it, right? Because now
If I'm
it's just coming
Argentina.
down to kicking it.
Yep.
I don't know.
2 shots that missed the target. It looks like one of them went over the net here. I think we remember that.
Yeah,
from the
yeah.
free kick.
That was
And the
Pogba's.
penalty kick. So again, as much as we say France has also been dangerous,
Yeah.
one more shot they've created, 2 outside the box other than the penalty.
Yeah, it doesn't reflect the other goal-scoring opportunities.
The ones that flashed across the line.
didn't leave the shots, but
Right.
yeah.
But at least those 3 were on target.
Yeah.
Whereas, one was blocked and one went in for Argentina.
Let's take a look at some of the possible subs that we might be looking to in the second half. So, which team? Let's maybe start with Argentina. If it stays 1-1, or maybe goes down, who are you looking to bring in and for whom?
Where's the list of subs?
Well, let's say maybe someone like a Pavone.
Yeah.
And then we got our
I see what you're
rest of our bench here. Maybe a Dybala or Higuain.
Higuain is who I would.
Aguero.
Yeah.
I think you need to bring in Higuain just to be somebody who can hold up the ball for a second, right?
Yeah.
As a relief player,
So maybe Higuain and bring him a little more central.
Yeah.
Let's call a spade a spade. Let Messi play on the right if he wants to play on the right.
Let him play a two-man game there.
And then eventually, Di Maria is not going to last the whole game.
No.
And they're going to need to take him out. And so you either have to consider replacing him with
Aguero,
or Dybala, right? And see if that can work.
I feel like there's maybe something deeper going on. I mean, there's rumors, but I feel like Sampaoli really doesn't want to play Aguero because he's a top player. And the fact that he's not started 2 matches now, not great.
I just wonder how different the team would be if Aguero was in there instead of Messi. Sometimes I wonder about that. If they're a better cohesive team,
if they just
less
don't play
relying on Messi.
Yeah, maybe.
Because then they have to. They just play their game and don't think, there's Messi, give him the ball on the outside of the box, and let's see what he can do.
Teams without LeBron, basically.
Yeah.
That said, come to the Lakers, LeBron. We're ready for you. Come on.
He's coming.
You, Paul George, it'll be great.
Him, Paul George, and Kawhi.
And Kawhi Leonard, it'd be fantastic.
And CP3.
Yeah, and we're not trading anyone either. We're not getting rid of anyone. We want our cake and eat it too. Even like 5 years of being terrible, and Lakers fans are still greedy. We still want the best and don't want to give up anything. For France, who would you be looking to bring on? Take your pick. Who do you want to bring off? Maybe
Matuidi. I don't think Matuidi would make it.
He's been a little quiet and maybe hasn't quite been needed.
Yeah.
Fekir.
I mean,
Dembele maybe.
Dembele is a good shout.
Yeah.
Lamar.
Yeah.
I mean, there's good players out here.
I'd love to see Dembele come in, especially coming off the injury and seeing what he can do on the field.
Right.
But Giroud, how long do they keep Giroud out there?
He's so happy when he plays for the French national team. That's my favorite Olivier Giroud, is when he's playing for the national team, because he hates playing for the other club teams most of the time.
The other club team.
Yeah.
No, we don't have to name any names. We don't want to give them any promo right here.
No. But let him qualify for the Champions League again, then maybe we'll talk about him.
Sure.
But I think also Fekir is an interesting choice as a young player to drag him in there and see if you can get him some minutes in an intense game like this. Because if you're going to move past this round, you're going to need to have players you can come off the bench and perform in pressure situations. I'd like to see what you have in him.
Yeah. I also think it was a mistake for them not to bring Rabiot. Say his name. Mm-hmm. I think he's a good young player who could have learned a lot playing in this role with these two guys, being a sub for them. I think he handled it wrong, but I think he would have been a good relief player for Conte if Conte even sweats. I don't know, or as an opportunity to take out one of these guys, move Pogba forward, and then play him in there. You know what I mean?
Well, we shall see. There'll be some substitutes. I'm sure there'll be a story as the second half kicks on here.
I mean, I doubt there'll be subs right now, right? It doesn't make sense to change anybody at halftime unless somebody's injured. Yeah.
All right. We got.
As you say it.
Fazio. Roma boy.
Interesting. Okay.
You like Fazio?
He's a good defender. He's not the quickest.
Oh, my man's not happy.
Rojo off, though.
Rojo is not happy.
Was he injured? Or was he just a liability?
Maybe because of the yellow card he was worried.
Yeah, but take your pick. Anyone out there can do something hot-headed. All right. We got a lot of comments to run through here.
It's weird that he picked Fazio because
Fazio. We just looked at the whole subs list. None of us said Fazio. Even a Roma fan over here wasn't like, you know who should come in?
Fazio's a good defender, but he's not going to be able to keep up with Mbappe or Griezmann in terms of speed.
He's a bit slower?
He's tremendously slower. There's no way he's going to be able to keep up with them. So I don't know what the tactic here is.
I think they're going to platoon and play for the penalties. That's what I think. That's why they bring him in to kind of sit back.
That would be Argentina.
Maybe to kind of stick with Griezmann and just hold him quiet.
Yep.
All right, comments. Sean S. says, I was selling bottled waters to buy a ticket to the final and the lady called the cops on me. Wink. Too soon. Still too soon. Still too soon. Rodrigo says, Fazio replacing Rojo. Yeah, we were just talking about that. Warrior class. We got to talk about it. Colombia and Senegal. And what do we think about that?
Is there an injury update for James? I think he's not expected to play.
I think so as well.
Okay.
I thought Senegal deserved to go through. I watched a lot of replays of that Mane penalty that was called back.
Yep.
I don't know how it was. I see leg hitting leg before ball, and at full speed, that's enough to send you over. I thought Senegal was a little hard done by. We talked about the fair play. I think we're all a little.
That's rough.
It's a shame also because all 5 African teams didn't make it out of the qualifiers.
And I think
they're all pretty good.
Senegal and Nigeria, more than the rest, kind of deserved it, right?
Absolutely.
They were hard pressed. They had some bad luck.
They all had bad. I mean, Morocco wasn't terrible, and they finished bottom of that group,
Right.
and they outplayed Spain for a bit. And, France appears to have more speed, says Warrior Class. Yeah, absolutely. Mbappe's fast.
Look at that. Oh.
Di Maria just kind of went down there.
AS49er says Argentina needs a lot to be capable to win the World Cup.
Sure.
Any country does. Any World Cup winning team gets some of those lucky breaks, right? Argentina just need maybe double that. Messi cannot do it alone. Not all the time, right?
That's
every once in a while he can.
Sometimes, yeah.
That's why Di Maria scored. This is interesting, man. If they're going to go here.
Look, this is perfectly set up for Fazio. Yeah. This would be a great setup. Sampaoli would be considered a genius right now.
Yeah.
If Fazio can score.
Wife Hunter says a striker to keep that defense back.
Let's talk about your name first. Your name is
France is relaxed at the back. A striker will disorganize them. Yeah, we were talking about that.
Let's figure
France will need to end the match knowing.
Like, are you looking for your wife, or are you looking for other people's wives? Right? Like, who are you
first
hunting?
wife? How many wives
Hunter.
have you lost?
I just picture like Big Buck Hunter, but with like brides, like Wife Hunter.
Have you found a wife, or does that mean like you've lost yours, or you're actually not married and you're looking for a wife? I don't know. I have so many questions.
It was
that
there.
Should
That
have
been.
There. Messi, can you dance? Curl it.
It's a goal.
No,
he's on sides. Yeah, he's on sides. Oh
my
God! No, it's not Fazio.
Wow. Messi, a great assist. Wink, wink. I don't believe it.
Is he onside?
I think so. Because look at the guys behind him.
There was
trailing.
Is someone keeping him onside?
I don't believe it.
Did they?
Wow. Well, my prediction's gone 3-1. Might go the other way.
Can they hold France now?
I don't know.
France,
this would be good. Yeah.
Right?
Now we'll see Pogba really start to move forward, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. This is Show us this angle, right?
Angle. See, but look.
Oh yeah.
Look at,
I think
what's
so.
his name? Pavon?
Absolutely. Fell asleep on defense.
Wow.
I love that.
He's from the
this
terrible angle you've seen. He looks totally on.
Choose the one angle that we can actually use, please.
I'm gonna lift weights later.
Rodrigo says yellow card, probably reason for replacement. Yeah, that makes sense.
But there's been a few players. Why Rojo?
Yeah, because he's already on one this match, and I guess they don't have a replacement for Mascherano. I don't know.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Whoa.
Yeah, but that was completely accidental.
Is that his first one, right? Is that Di Maria?
That's Banega.
Oh, okay.
Banega.
A lot of comments about France knowing how to win. Well, we're gonna find out now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, here's another good name. You guys like good names?
Okay.
Spicy Joe 123.
Nice, spicy.
Says, who do you think is the better team and why?
In this match?
Yeah.
Foul.
Oof.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah. The fact that he was going with hands up to try to protect him in that way, that shows you he wasn't intentional.
Yeah, I don't know if he really meant for.
Yeah.
Who's the better team and why? France, right? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
France is the better team.
Talent-wise,
right now. Obviously, not the scoreline at this point is reflecting that, but I think France is the better team. They just, on paper, they have better players. They're a more cohesive unit for the most part. They're just not getting it done right now.
Yeah, that being said, Argentina seems like they're playing with a lot more determination than France has been playing. And we saw that in halftime stats, how much possession they had, how many shots they had, and all that. So it may be that they know they have to bring the game to France.
It could also be benefiting Argentina that they're the underdog, right?
Yeah.
Nobody really is expecting it from them, and
That's a good point.
I think that relieves a lot of pressure from players.
Argentina really, they haven't led, so they didn't score at all, so they weren't leading against Croatia. I think they led for, what was it, like 10 minutes in their opener?
Nigeria, they were leading.
When?
Against Nigeria.
Did they score first?
Messi scored
first,
and then they tied it up, and then Messi won, right?
How long was it?
Then
was it before half?
Messi won it.
Rojo won it. I know, it doesn't sound right to say. It sounds very strange to say.
When did Nigeria score? I can't remember.
Joseph says, hate when teams that don't deserve to go all don't deserve at all to go through actually do.
That's the nature of sport,
Yeah,
man.
that's kind of what soccer is.
Yep.
That's why we watch, right?
Yeah, the nature of sport too. In
That's
general.
what was so incredible about the Greece run in the Euros a few years ago. Like, nobody anticipated
No.
that, but they gamed the system
Yeah.
and got there. You know.
Which I think is totally valid. If you're a smaller country with no, like that's what you need to do.
Yep.
But
You're
you
playing
hate,
at home. You're playing at home. Like you're gonna find a way
Yeah.
to make it forward.
you hate when a big team who's got players does. That's why like my biggest beef with Man United right now, outside of what they stand for, is that they've got one of the greatest teams in the world player-wise, and they drive it in first gear. Like
Yeah.
that drives
Yeah.
me crazy.
Yep.
If you've got the talent, then use it. Let's see the replay.
That's why I was shocked when I was hearing these rumors that Ronaldo was going to go back to Man U. I'm like, why?
Why?
Why would you go back? You know, especially under Mourinho. It makes no sense.
I love how Messi's celebrating like
I don't have to do it myself.
he just scored the Di Maria goal or something.
Like in a way, I want Argentina to win the World Cup just so that this whole debate about whether Messi's the best ever goes away.
He deserves it.
I mean, I think, at least for me, and this is probably a polarizing opinion, I think he's the best ever.
Really?
And I think that giving him the World Cup will stop all these questions about, oh, you're not better than Maradona because Maradona won a World Cup. So you'll never be the best Argentinian, at least, until that happens. And I don't know. I just want that to end.
That's a fair point. No, and it's a different situation and a different game.
Yeah, I always hesitate, and I talk about this with my brother all the time. You can't really compare Pele's era of the 70s and Maradona's eras of the 80s and early 90s to what we're at now. I think they're completely different.
People are way more on top of their physical bodies than they
Here,
were back then. You know, drinking during halftime and having cheeseburgers or whatever. Like, these guys are state-of-the-art training facilities for themselves.
They also, I've heard people say that the game then was rougher. The tackles were harder and so on. I don't know. Is that really true? I've seen a bunch of games.
Watch some Vinny Jones highlights.
Well, Vinny Jones is another breed of player.
Uh-oh, this is
There it
dangerous.
is. Oh.
Wow.
That was there.
That's a foul.
Easy. Sean S. says, great halftime stats, graphics, and analysis. Cheers, Sean. If there's something you want to see, too, we'll ask us for someone's pass map or anything. We're happy to show anything you want to see.
Pogba jumped too early.
Yep. Good defense on Argentina. Oh.
Come on, Griezmann, you know that's a foul.
Rodrigo says, best Argentinian, maybe.
Maybe.
Wow.
Come on.
Wow.
Best Argentinian.
Wow.
I mean, who's the
only other person
Rodrigo's
going to throw Batistuta.
was Rodrigo were you the Brazil fan?
I'm fine with that.
I think he was the Brazil fan. Who was the Brazil?
That's great.
I mean, the only other person you could put above him is Maradona, right?
With Argentina.
Or
With Argentina.
Pele.
It's
Yeah.
No, an Argentinian only.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Batistuta, sure. Just because I love Batigol, but
Right.
still, I don't think he's better than Maradona. Or
No, I don't think so either.
in that case, Crespo was a great player as well.
Yeah. Roberto Ayala, great player.
Ayala.
Oh,
yeah.
this guy, Ayala, so good.
Zanetti, great player.
Zanetti, actually. I don't know for the national team if he has the same quality as he did for Inter, but Zanetti was a hell of a player.
Jesus, if they do a third one here.
Yeah.
Okay. What happens now?
Di Stefano, I think that,
yeah, you're pushing it a little
I
bit.
think that's a little bit maybe of a hipster take. Is to Eusebio, great player, or Garrincha was better than Pele for Brazil. I don't know.
The Black Pearl.
Yeah.
Nice reference, man. Eusebio. Oh,
I mean, they're great players. I think it's, I don't know, maybe a little bit of a stretch. It was before my time. Maybe I'm biased towards non-black and white television clips, I guess.
It's like you want to compare the Bill Russell Celtics. You can't. There's a way different time. You know, different players.
My other problem is, like, you know, people compare, like, this is the whole Jordan, Bron, and Jordan, Kobe debates. A lot of people making these comparisons now, or these debates are young. Oh, look
at get it out! Oh my God!
Fazio. What happened? Was somebody already punched him in the face?
What was that?
Wow.
Thank God it wasn't Caballero.
Was it a goal kick? Oh, that sucks. Incredible.
He needed to hit it right here. He
Look at
pass
that.
it. Nope, waited too
He
long.
fell
And
asleep.
Yeah, what was Fazio thinking?
I'm surprised Griezmann couldn't just slide and slot that in, right?
Yeah, he should have.
Oh, he went the other
Oh,
side.
oh man, he yanked on his jersey there.
Wow.
I don't think he had a chance, though, to actually slide.
Right there, look at that. That impedes his movement. That should be a red. That's a goal-scoring
That
opportunity.
probably probably is.
But I mean, the defender was smart to do that behind the goalkeeper's body, so he wouldn't get caught by the ref. But if you're holding jersey and that ball is out there, that to me is a red and a penalty.
Wow. No wonder Rojo came out. Every Argentinian in that is going to go get into yellow because out of necessity, right? Just to slow it down. Yeah.
I don't think Rojo would have made that stupid pass back though.
Well, good point.
To cause the situation. Fazio.
Also,
I hope Roma's watching.
TK, fact check us on that. Banega got a yellow this match, right? And misses the next one.
Yeah, they said it. I saw it.
Thanks, Terry. Siri thought I was talking to her. Sorry, Siri. Terry. I said Terry.
Isn't it random when Siri just reaches out?
Yeah, it's weird.
You're just sitting there watching TV and you yell something. They're like, "Oh, I didn't get that. I wasn't talking to you."
I mean, fair enough. We always think she's around when we need her, but what about when she needs us?
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh!
He made up for being the guy who left the player onside.
That was a strike.
That was better than Nacho's.
Nacho's
Nacho
volley,
in Portugal.
Yeah. Wow.
Good Lord.
We in for a barn burner now, man. Everybody strap in.
I want to see that again. Holy crap.
Pavard.
Like Stu Nahan once said, everybody get ready for World War III, man. Let's do this thing.
Wow. Sam Pauly. Yeah, now you know how it feels when someone just unleashes a screamer, right? Wow. This is great.
No, Messi goes, I got to go do it again.
We're going to get extra time. It's going to go extra time. It might even go 3-3.
I don't care. Let's play this game all day.
Great ball forward.
My pancakes can wait. Yeah, let's do this thing. Look at that. Falling down almost.
On the half volley.
Oh, my God.
That's
beautiful
incredible.
Goal.
Wow.
Incredible.
Jesus.
Wow.
What Di Maria did was beautiful. This is
incredible.
That is
incredible. Pure technique.
Look at that.
Even Griezmann's yell after. That's the best part. Just seeing it go in.
Yeah.
Just screaming. Oh, my God.
On the volley, no less.
And he hit it with the outside of his boot a little bit. That is a great shot.
He hit it pretty much the only way he could score that one. That was pure. Wow.
This has been a good game, man.
Yeah, this has well been worth waking up early for.
Yep. I'm very happy you guys have asked me to come on to watch this one.
We only get winners for you here.
His first international goal. Good for you.
Wow.
That's how you get it.
Only 9 caps, huh? That's great. We still think France is coming through this, or you guys?
Well, both of our
predictions are going
2-1 and 3-1.
I'll allow you to revise here. Take 2.
I don't care, to be honest. I'm enjoying this as long as it keeps scoring.
Here's my prediction: we either go penalties or 4-2 France. That's my opinion. Because eventually, I think they're going to wear them down. Their talent and their offense is going to wear the Argentinian defense down eventually.
Ooh.
This is a team that gave up 3 goals to Croatia. Yeah. It is suspect.
I think we're going to see a red card for Argentina. They already have 4 yellows. France has no yellow cards in this game.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, as they get tired, as they get frustrated by the speed of the French offense,
emotions are going to boil over a little. And
we're a passionate people. Savvy, you know this.
I know.
This is what happens.
I know.
When you start to play, you get near the end, you might lose, or you're frustrated, you lash out. That's just how it goes.
That's how it goes.
Maria, you're going down too quick.
No.
Yeah, get off.
I like that. What is it?
He knows,
that's nothing.
He knows the ball's going out, and he wants to pass. That was a good ball, too.
That was a great pass.
Just on the volley, man. Just off the bounce.
Oh, God. So nice.
Incredible.
That's the kind of goal that we dream about when we're playing. You know, you see it volleying up. He must have just gotten so excited when he saw the ball.
Because not too many fall like that to you,
No.
where you're just coming forward and just had a little half volley.
The angle of difficulty is just incredible for that one.
We know, guys. We know Messi. We know that feeling.
I like these slow-mo reactions to just like the despair and the defeat when somebody dies. Yeah. Like, it's not bad enough already. We're going to show it in slow motion and watch just the light leave your eyes.
You ever scored one like that, Fabi? You ever?
I've scored 1 or 2 like that, but they've few and far between.
In your dreams or in
real
real
life? No, I was awake. And they were
you were awake.
They were a long time ago when I was actually a good soccer player.
Oh, there it is. Oh, almost. They're going to keep finding those holes. He's going to get one. I got a feeling he's got one coming to him. Yeah.
AS 49er says this looks like Spain and Portugal. But
Yeah.
he thinks France is going to win.
That's fair.
I mean, we talked about France responding, and they have, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, Matuidi's a good
They're
defender.
putting on more pressure. The ball's pretty much been in Argentina's half this whole time.
Mm-hmm. Oof.
I don't know. Is that a foul? Why was that a foul?
Body on body, I guess. But he got to the ball first.
I guess he didn't jump straight up. Still. Let him play. They're big boys.
This has been a great game. If it goes to extra time, we talked about penalties suiting Argentina, but what about in the actual extra time?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
I still feel like France maybe, they still have more depth,
Yeah.
fewer yellows, so they might be able to withstand a little more
Yeah.
if they need more minutes.
Yeah, I think the yellows, especially in extra time, will become more and more of a factor. Like he was saying, as you get more tired, you tend to foul more, and if you already have that yellow.
If you're Benega, or I can't remember, was it Mascherano or the other one, who's suspended for the next match, but you're still playing in this one, how does it affect your psyche knowing that you can't play in the next one? Do you completely block it out, or you know what I mean? Does it start to affect you emotionally a little bit?
I think you have to do what you have to do to make it to the next round, right? To give your team a chance.
Right.
So you have to continue to play as you would have played usually. You should not be playing to get yellow cards in the first place, but you should be playing still hard and going all out.
Yeah, because it's about the national team at that point, right? You just want to get them through.
I mean, would you rather lose the game and say,
Right.
hey, I didn't get a yellow card, that's
Yeah.
good, or get a yellow card, miss the next game, but your team at least has an opportunity to advance, right?
Yep. Oh, Jesus.
Ooh. We're getting close to substitute time, right? Who's going to be the first manager to blink?
Well, San Paulo already did, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like an attacking.
Oh!
Mbappe,
There it is!
finish!
Go! Oh! Wow.
He's so class.
That was lined up. He created that off
Yeah.
that bounce. That's
Wow.
incredible. So that Argentinian defense, man.
Yeah, I think we're starting to see the France
Dominance,
overpowering.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, poor Messi.
See, I think that's what I felt about the first half. The France was like happy to sit on the 1-goal lead, and now once Argentina scored early in the second half, maybe the worst thing they could have done, woke the French team up.
You tell me that Argentina scored too early in this half.
That's
They
what I'm
need to leave it a little late.
I know some people make fun of that theory that scoring too early, but it's certainly there.
For sure.
It
It,
happens.
it changes things.
Yeah. Great
Wow.
A
players
little
step
cut to the
up.
side.
It's beautiful.
You got to be better there, though.
Mbappe. Yep. Who didn't one of the
Did
guys
you
say
make
that?
someone?
Didn't one of the listener or watcher
Yeah.
say that?
Someone, I think, said Mbappe's pace is too much. Sure looked at there. Good call.
Look at that swagger. Yeah. I'd like to see him in a Liverpool jersey.
I think we'd have to sell about a few players to be able to afford them.
160 million we sold for Coutinho. Or we got for Coutinho, so.
That was good value, I guess.
Yeah.
Hate to see him go, but at least we got fair value for him.
We got to the Champions League final.
We're
without
fine.
him.
We're
That's
gonna be-
pretty incredible.
We're gonna be fine,
Yeah. As long as we don't play Ramos again.
man. He's got some bad karma coming his way, right?
Yeah.
He has to.
Like, I wouldn't be surprised if him and Materazzi are sharing a 2-bedroom in the future.
Yeah,
I hate them so much.
Sounds about right.
I hate them both so much.
Oh, Messi, not a great ball.
Yeah, we're going to see now how the Argentinian team
like
like.
Griezmann again.
There you go. Yeah.
Tracking back to cover Messi.
That was a foul, though.
But still, to the point we were talking about before.
Okay, 3-2. Yes. In the second half, Griezmann tracked back by all means. When it was tied in the
But
first half.
I'm curious if that's what Deschamps told him to do, or if he's
here we
taking
go.
it upon
Aguero.
himself to do that.
Kun Aguero.
There we go.
Aguero's coming
There it is.
on.
4. Perez.
Perez.
Enzo
Okay.
Perez.
Interesting.
Oh, he already ripped his shirt.
There it is.
There
Look
you
at
go.
that.
Whoa.
Sexy.
Look at
There you go. That's how you hunt the wife.
Hulk and
You
I-
look like
yeah,
that, isn't it? Wife hunter.
Wife
That's how you
Hunter
do it.
Aguero right there.
That's how you do it, wife hunter.
You can't be going for goal in this, right? He's got to be trying to find.
Is it Messi? Oh, yeah.
No, I think he's got to cross it.
Yeah.
It's a weird angle.
It's not right for a left footer.
Might even be Aguero here.
Higuain would have been nice to have in there for
Yeah,
this.
for sure.
Even Rojo would have been nice.
With his height.
Kind of beat the wall.
Oh!
Just get it. No.
Feels a little desperate now.
Get it back in.
We got to get some more minutes. Come on, Argentina. I don't want this game to end.
We still got about almost 30 minutes left.
Yeah.
4-4. Uh-oh, Mascherano's coming forward now.
4-4 going into penalties? Oh, man. Yeah, it'll be curious to see. Does France sit on this 1-goal lead now, like they were sitting on it in the first half?
Yeah.
It'll be interesting. I would go and get another one if I was France.
Yeah, I mean, I think you should. And then you can start to sit back a little bit.
Yeah. Then you make the defensive substitutions, which is probably why Deschamps is waiting to make substitutions. He wants to see how the game plays out.
Yeah, save him for defenders if he can.
And time wasting.
Yep.
Towards the later end of the game.
No, managers don't do that stuff. Fair play. Fair play is valued in this tournament, Fabio. Fair play means something. You can go home on fair play.
Did France have any yellow cards coming into this game?
Oh.
We had maybe one. We're bringing you hardcore analytical stats and information. Maybe one yellow card for France, possibly.
They don't call it the best stats going to business for nothing, folks. Maybe one. Mbappe just, look at this, just a silky smooth.
that was beautiful.
Get away.
Oof. He almost
And
nutmegged
I think it's
it, too.
Fazio trying to cover.
He kept that ball low.
You think someone a little quicker might have been?
Maybe.
Might have
I'm
slid
telling you,
across?
I don't know if Fazio was the best choice against the fastest team in the world.
That's a
You know
good
what I mean?
Yeah.
I get you're trying to cover Giroud, but I don't know.
Look, if you make a defensive substitution to start a second half and your team gives up 2 goals within the first 20 minutes, then you kind of have to be suspect
Yeah.
with your decision. Oh, boy.
Flick it through.
They're about to score.
Boom! 4!
Goal.
Boom!
That's the game.
Mbappe.
Wow. 4-2?
You know what that
keep it
goal?
here.
You know what that goal came from too? I was about to say it, but I was waiting for this to happen. One of the laziest half-committed high press from Argentina.
Yeah.
When Messi went to the keeper, Aguero slid across, but it was like they weren't committed to it.
Yeah.
And a good team like France just completely passes their way out of that.
If they go on to win this game, and this is France waking up, then everybody in the tournament needs to be scared out of their minds.
for sure.
Yeah.
This kind of speed and offensive skill is incredible.
Half press, but no one's really committed to it.
Right.
Trying to close them down, trying to step behind, and look, that's easy to beat.
Look at that.
Again, that was Fazio's mistake. Man. See, even Fazio just said, "Why did you go?"
Yep.
The defensive mistake. Who is this that came over to try and cover? Giroud in the middle there. That was
They didn't need to.
he didn't need to. Fazio should have stepped higher on Giroud so that he could never have gotten that pass. But he didn't need to come over. He should have stayed out on Mbappe.
It's Giroud. You take a one-on-one with him against your defender, right?
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
leave him on the
You
island
leave
and
him.
don't let Mbappe just glide
Exactly.
in.
Yep. 3 goals in 4 matches. Incredible.
Pretty good.
Yep. For the World Cup, it's pretty good.
That's it. For Sunday League, that's pretty good. I think that's got to be it for Argentina. They don't have enough left.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know.
Now
We'll see.
you have
We'll
to make
see.
another sub, right? You have to
Yeah.
make another sub. Do you bring on Higuain? You bring on Dybala. It's got to be an attacking sub too.
That's a good point. Yep.
Who do you bring on?
Bring them both
Especially if you're trying to play for penalties, you got to bring on your offensive guys.
Yeah.
on. I'd say Dybala just because he's maybe more of a creator and you need to create multiple chances.
I would say if Argentina can score before the 80th minute, they still have another chance.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. The pressure will be on.
But if it gets to the 80th minute and they still haven't scored, it's...
Yeah, and what if it goes 5-2 in about 12 seconds?
That's what I'm saying. The fear is that they're going to be pressing so high for the.
Look at that. Look at
Oh,
that.
Hit it.
man.
Ooh.
That's the fear. They'll be pressing so high to get that.
Yeah.
No surprise, Giroud. No surprise.
Yeah,
I've
right.
seen you miss
That's-
that many times.
Great from
Pogba,
Pogba.
though.
But
Unbelievable.
where was that earlier? You know what? You got to get the feeling where now that they're feeling it and they have a 2-goal lead, now Pogba is in the mood.
Because I'm telling you, he hasn't felt like he could do that. I think he's been restrained back and
Yeah.
to sit back a little bit.
Right,
And
to
now
show.
he's like, all right, we're up 2 goals. Let me
Yeah, let me
move
dance.
forward. Yeah.
Oh, Messi, that terrible ball.
Well, that's the thing. They're going to start going for these goals. They're going to leave their back line even more exposed. And France will just destroy on
Look
the
at this
counter.
midfield is just wide open.
Yep.
Has anyone seen Aguero? Is he out there? Can we confirm? I mean, I saw his shirt. It's just his bare chest. But other than that, I haven't seen anything from him.
Look, they control it now. They're controlling the field. They're going into the Japan defense now. It's passing back
They,
and forth.
they look like Japan out there right now, yeah. The fair play team. France, quick on the draw. Terry has finally let us know what the yellow card situation was for France coming into this.
Quick on the draw.
Finished their online shopping, had a few minutes to check this for us. It's not the internet, Terry. That's where it's easily available.
I was gonna lose that bid.
Yeah. She says Pogba and Matuidi against Peru.
Okay.
Tolisso against Australia.
But we only need the last game.
There we go. He
Matuidi-
misses the next match.
Matuidi misses.
That's huge.
I don't think that's a big
If you were
blow.
gonna pick someone in the
Yeah.
starting lineup,
I'm
might have
okay.
been.
Okay.
I think maybe Fekir can come in. But boy, every game now for France is. I know it's cliche to say the knockout stage of the World Cup, but every game for them is not. You're not getting to Sweden or Switzerland next.
Right.
No, you're Uruguay or Portugal. Those are not going to be easy.
Nope.
That Jimenez for Uruguay has been great. Huh?
I'm looking forward to see what Uruguay can do. Like I want to see what they because
If
I
they
don't
can
think
beat, yeah.
because I
Ooh.
don't think they're like Argentina where it's
foul.
all Suarez.
Right.
There's more to them.
No, there's
Yeah.
some good, Godin and Jimenez and Cavani, right? There's
Right.
Bentancur, who's a very good
Oh
player.
yeah,
Yeah.
Bentancur.
In fact, Cavani is the only one who's disappointed, like most.
But again, he's a little bit of the Higuain, where sometimes he looks a bit sloppy, but then you know what he's about.
He scores
you know,
a great goal, yeah.
These yellows are starting to mount up.
That's
I don't
it.
know if that's a yellow. He was going for the ball.
But I think the fact that he caught him and didn't touch the ball is...
Yeah.
Fazio, you got to make up for...
It's not enough height for Argentina in there, is there?
No, not really.
Play a little. If you got a trick play, now's the time.
Ooh, almost.
Wow.
Oh,
Oh,
boy.
here it comes.
Here we go.
That was Di Maria.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh,
you know
geez.
he's a runner.
Mascherano.
Oh no, this is gonna get ugly.
Oh.
Great block.
Oh, that's what are you doing?
He tried to give it back to Griezmann.
Now you know France thinks
Come
sends
on.
this game one when they're trying to.
Don't do that France thing.
Yeah,
where they
that might
just
come
kinda-
back to haunt them now.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, if Argentina can get one goal in the next 7 8 minutes, then they have a chance at this.
Felipe Michel said, I
Yeah.
probably mispronounced that. Says both teams keep slacking off, which leads to the opposition scoring, and at least it's a great game. Yeah,
True.
I love
It's
that.
getting more and more open for sure.
As someone who's grown up playing defender, I love games with no defense. It's great. I love watching that. It's fun for me.
Argentina just need a little bit more urgency.
I'll tell you what, it looks more like France's fifth is coming than Argentina's third, though.
Yeah.
They're counterattacking with some real pace.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wonder. I think it's certainly possible. If France starts doing that cocky thing they do, then I think Argentina's going to catch them on surprise and put a ball in.
Could happen. Here we go now.
Di Maria always seems like he's playing a little bit out of control, right? Like
Yeah.
he doesn't always seem to have 100% possession of the ball.
He's playing that that fourth grade soccer.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
all over the place.
Fair play. He's made a career out of it, I
Yeah,
guess.
that's what I'm saying. It always just seems like he's a little bit. That might be a dangerous play. Yeah.
Zampioli must be.
Really?
There we go. Mesa.
You don't bring on Higuain
Wow.
or Dybala.
What are you doing?
Wow.
Mesa is not the answer. It doesn't matter what the question is. He's never been the answer. It's never has anyone said, you know what we're missing? You know what this game needs?
Who are they taking off here?
For your last sub, you choose not to bring on
Yeah.
somebody like Dybala or Higuain.
Well,
That's
that's a yellow card substitution, I think, too.
On comes Tolisso, who, as we all know, of course, is on a yellow card from the Australia match.
Yes.
Oh,
a dumb sub though. Why you only bring him off not because of the yellow card?
Right.
He's already going to miss the next match.
Right.
So you can't save him from that.
But you don't want him to get a second yellow.
he might be
and
tired.
Get that red.
True, it can be that he's tired.
Yeah. Well, does Tolisso miss the next match with a yellow?
No, because it happens.
Oh, in the.
It
yeah.
didn't happen in the last game. It
Right.
happened in 2 games ago.
So if he doesn't, then that to me makes sense.
Calling for the dive. Swim move.
Swim move.
Look at that height advantage.
Jeez, I know, right?
That's how I feel when I play soccer.
Yeah, but you're on the other side. You're on the
That's
nice
true.
side.
That's true.
It's always better being on that side.
Yeah,
Are you a striker?
No, I'm a defender.
Oh, okay. So you're one of those guys they're aiming for on corner kicks.
Yeah.
You're the head they're aiming for.
Yeah.
That's how when we play together, that's how we make it work. Is he's the tall one, and I'm the stockier one.
Yeah.
Classic center back pairing.
Yeah, I've always been a sweeper.
Really? Mm-hmm. You like to see the game kind of from the back?
It's never my choice. It's because of the size I'm at. The coaches have always been like, sweeper. There's not a lot of boxy strikers. Except that guy, who's that guy that scored against Liverpool? That was a big Liverpool fan, that huge, big dude.
What team?
It was one of those lower teams in the FA Cup. And he scored against us, a larger black guy. I can't remember his name.
Wasn't Akin?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was.
He's jacked.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Argentina's
Look at the speed. It's the thing. He's just rolling through unmolested amongst 4 players, man.
Mascherano. He's going to be he's my pick to get that red card. He's chasing. He is tired.
He's direct red, too.
not even a second yellow.
Yeah. I mean, there's always that probability, right? Like, there's certain players when they're on the field, their percentages of likelihood, the odds don't pay out as well.
Yeah.
Well, and as much as we want to believe Argentina can score here, also you have to think about they're not built to chase a game.
No.
So.
They don't even know what they're built to do, to be honest. Like they're.
Oh.
You think Mbappe is going to get his hat trick?
I think that's why he messed up the pass to Griezmann. He's like, no, I want my hat trick.
France is going to play it around.
So that's all for Argentina. That's all of them, right? All 3?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah. That's it.
So if they get an injury, they're screwed. But, it's like pulling the goalie. You just got to put everything out there.
Yeah, it's worth a shot. I mean, who cares if you lose 6-2?
Right.
You got to try.
It doesn't matter. Well, I guess to a point, you don't want to be embarrassed, right?
Yeah, well,
But
Brazil already laid that down last World Cup. You do better than that and you're fine. Yeah,
That's true.
What's 2-3 goals nowadays?
I'm not a Brazil fan, but that was, even I was like, stop the match.
Yeah, just come on.
He's dead. He's dead already.
AS49er says it's done. Portugal versus France. I think Uruguay might be tougher than we give them credit for.
Be careful.
I'm not
Portugal almost went out.
Yeah,
so
I'm not 100% convinced by Portugal.
Yeah.
Felipe says France have finally made a statement in this tournament. Right now I see a repeat of the 98 final.
Whoa.
Zidane's not there to head it home, but
right.
But
twice.
They finally woke up, right?
But also they can't, right? Aren't they on the same side of the bracket?
As Brazil, yeah.
So
Platini didn't rig this one too well. I love that how they're just like he's like so proud of it. Yeah, yes, we rigged it.
With like Brazil on
Yes, we fixed it. Like so proud of his handiwork.
Calm down, Michelle. We fixed it.
Yeah.
We know. We figured.
Okay, President UEFA, right this way.
Yeah. Exactly.
We're going to continue to let you.
Well, yeah, here's something. I guess if you don't want to be too controversial, but do you think that report coming out about the Russian players affected them in their last game? I think doping and all that kind of stuff. Did you think that
not as much as the extra hemoglobin that's in their blood affected them? I think. I mean,
I'm just saying, like, it was interesting that they were like destroying teams, and then that report comes out and they get destroyed themselves.
I think the quality of the teams they were playing.
Yeah. All right.
I would.
So do you think they got found out? They got found out.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can only play Egypt without Salah in Arabia so many times before you play a decent team.
And to be honest, I'll let Russia do all the drugs they want to do, and I would never pick them to win the World Cup.
Right. So. Well, we see teams do great at home, so it depends.
Yes, that's true.
That's the thing. I was kind of putting that in their corner.
I think the thing I've liked about this tournament so far has been there's been a little bit of parity, right? It hasn't just been the minnows and the big fish this whole time. It's been competitive at least, which has been fun.
Yeah. Well, with all these players playing in the bigger leagues now from multiple countries, it bleeds out. The talent level has to rise.
As the globalization kind of soccer happens, dominant powers. I mean, 7 teams, 8 teams have won the World Cup countries out of the 20 that have been played or so. I think that's not exactly an idea of it's
global game.
Yeah, like anybody can win at any time. Not really, right? There's a handful of countries so far that have proven that they can dominate.
Oh,
you should have gone down. Now Messi's got 4 around him.
Yeah, look at this.
The problem is when you pass it now, look, now they just give it to him right back in the same spot.
Right.
Mascherano's going to lose
give
it.
away. Yep.
No,
Yep.
oh, Mascherano.
That's that Argentina.
Pogba messed that up.
Argentina just collapsing. There's still enough time to get one and make a game of it at the end, but they're already getting desperate trying to dribble through 2-3 players. It's just,
The French know they're just quicker to the ball all around.
At least Mez has had a huge impact. So
yeah, what a great substitution. Inspired, I think, is the word we're looking for. Bad touch by Messi. Oh, this is clinical now.
Yep.
This is sad. I just feel bad again for Messi.
I'm sure the Olé chants are happening in the stands right now with every pass
Oh yeah.
from the French. Look at this. Oh, this is embarrassing.
Pete McLeod asks, here's a question. Do you think it's easier for many countries to qualify for the World Cup?
For what countries?
Is it easier?
Is it easier for many countries?
No, I don't think it will be in 2024.
Yeah, when it's
26.
48
26.
teams or whatever.
Yeah, when there's 48.
Too many teams.
Yes,
There's going to
agreed.
be a lot of teams. What is it? It's going to be like 120 games or something?
Then that kind of devalues qualification, which is fun in and of itself a little bit.
And if you're one of the top players for a team that's going deep into the Champions League, you're going to be exhausted.
Yeah, you're going to be playing a lot more games that summer.
It's a massive, I think it's a massive mistake because you eliminate the uniqueness of winning the World Cup and qualifying for the World Cup and having a chance because, there's only so many teams. You add so many more, it just naturally becomes less.
Yeah, I agree. Qualifying in itself is a victory, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Like, you can see how much it means to teams when they get there for the first time.
Right.
Like, at that point, why even have a qualification if you're going to let that many teams in, you know? You might as well just...
And this tournament aside, you do get some lopsided teams in there. You know, you got when Saudi Arabia was in 2002 when Germany just destroyed them.
Yeah.
You know, this tournament's been anomaly in that we haven't seen that, but usually you do. So I don't think more weaker teams is the answer.
Yeah, I don't think so.
And if you're Italy, U.S., Chile, you got what you deserved.
Right.
You had plenty of chances to get through.
Yeah, I have no sympathy for the U.S. team. Absolutely zero. I mean, I tweeted about that after. Well, pretend you're scoring for Man City.
I feel like they need a penalty. They need to draw a little contact in there. It's not happening.
What are you doing?
Ooh. They're just flopping now. They're going to take those.
If only they had, like, Argentina had like a creative player that they could have brought on.
I feel like you're trying to say
Dropping some hints here. Slapping us with the hint fan pretty loudly here.
Don't get it.
Rodrigo says that is a big part of FIFA's business, getting more countries in. No, FIFA won't make more money off this, will they? They're humanitarians, right?
That's what I find ironic. Sepp Blatter goes out, which is supposed to be like the most corrupt guy, and then they go, well, let's go to 48 teams. Why not? You know?
They're not going to show those on TV, right? They're not going to sell those rights. I can't imagine that.
Messi.
Oh, there it is, 3.
No.
Oh, what was that?
It's
Did
his
he
right
push?
foot. It's his right foot.
Yeah, well, we know he scored with his right foot.
I think it's an awkward angle.
What, running at goal?
No, he's running sideways to goal. Watch.
No, but
See? He's running backwards towards the ball.
That's not that
then
awkward.
you stabilize it. You stabilize the ball for just
How did he get
He's
through?
A professional.
Oh, Messi, come on.
That was a chance.
That's absolutely a chance.
He still could have taken it with his left if he really wanted to, or a touch. Or
He definitely had time to pause for a second and stabilize and shoot.
was that just fatigue, maybe, where you know his mind is a little faster than his foot is?
Oh!
Terry, we're losing the game here.
Uh-oh.
It's all right.
I think we should add a commentary on this DirecTV logo. Let's see. Like, I'm really hoping it hits a corner. Oh my God, it's going to do it. It's going to do it. Right into the corner.
No.
Is this win or lose? What's this do to Messi's legacy? Anything, or we think it doesn't?
No, I don't think it changes too much. I mean, it would have been nice, as I mentioned earlier, so that he doesn't have this stupid debate still going on. But I don't know if it changes. I don't know if it changes too much. I think the same comments will be had.
Commenter's going to comment?
Yeah.
I respect your point. I disagree. I think he's rightfully vilified for not being able to carry the team.
He's
Because the best
rightfully
carry
doing
the team. The best carry their teams, no matter what, and
Yeah.
no matter what they have on their team. I'm like, you see that with LeBron. LeBron carries a poo-poo platter into the finals all the time.
Yeah.
And if Messi can't do that, then that's the way the game is built. And so the criticism, I think, is warranted. But I also think criticism of the coaches is warranted who don't know how to use him correctly or construct a team to get the best out of Messi.
Yeah.
And obviously, numerous Barcelona coaches have done that. So what's wrong with these Argentinian coaches? They can't figure out how to use him the best. And Sempioli deserves all kinds of criticism now. I think he's going to get criticized more coming out of this because of that substitution that yielded 3 goals.
Maybe here. Got to beat the first man.
That being said, Messi is one of the greatest, if not the greatest ever. Yes, absolutely.
No, I agree with your. I agree with your point.
Philippe wants to know, who does the Outlaw think will make and win the final this year? A lot of people want to know who's going to win it all. So go to the bookies or lay it down, Outlaw. Let the people know who they should be betting on.
France, fine. France. I think coming out of this, the kind of speed that they have and the compact nature of their defense, I just think if they've found a gear here, if they've woken up finally, because these are the knockout stages, then I think it's going to be very difficult to take this team out. If not France, then I quietly hope for England. That's what I'll say. I
mean, they got the best draw they could get in bracket-wise, you know, where once you get to the semis, anything can happen, and they've got a pretty good route there, you know? I feel like even, okay, so if they can beat Colombia, then it's Switzerland or Sweden, which they should handle, and then you figure maybe a Spain who's shown a lot of cracks in the armor, or a Croatia who's been good, but England suits playing against them. They know Lovren. Harry Kane knows Lovren. He's not afraid of him. Mandzukic, that's fine. John Stones is like, great, we want to get physical. That's how we play. It suits them to play at Croatia, right? They know these players.
I don't know. Croatia, every single player on that team is a known commodity.
Oh, they're making fun of Aguero.
The Lech Poznan, yeah.
Yeah, because they're doing
the Man City. Wow. That's how you finish with your right foot.
Yeah.
Great game by Mbappe. And Fekir came on a minute ago.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. I think it's their last sub now.
I want to see something from him, but not a lot of time.
Heavily linked with Liverpool.
Fekir or Tevin?
Fekir,
yep. But we should just do it already.
Give him the ball with less space. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Seriously. It's getting late now.
Yeah, now it's pretty much miracles.
And depending on the stoppage time, maybe 4 minutes.
I'd say probably. I mean, just
what,
because there's been a lot of goals.
That's a lot of injuries.
3 goals, 4 subs, right? So
FIFA will give us 5 for the drama, I'm sure. they know when to add on another minute here or there.
It's not the coaches. It's just, he's actually just asking. It's Di Maria. That's what
Why pull that
This
back?
ain't dance time, dude. You gotta put that ball in the corner.
How about a Messi header like he did in the Champions League final the other
What is with these crappy balls?
Pretty bored.
Di Maria, get the ball up.
The players haven't complained about this ball this time.
No, I meant the cross.
I know.
Yeah.
You just made me think of that because everyone knows. But
there's always commentary about it.
Higuain. Is it Tibala back there? Some different vibes on the benches, huh? Yeah, France finally showed. Yeah. They kind of stuttered through the group stage. They were dominant, but maybe they just didn't have to.
That's what I mean. Some teams are just built that way. They're like, we're just going to get through this.
That's a very French thing too.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yeah, because I didn't sense that there was what happened in 2002 or was it?
Yes.
They completely turned on the coach. You could tell by the way they were playing.
Only 4 minutes. I'm a little surprised.
Who do you guys have in the next game?
I don't know. I really don't know.
I think that's really evenly matched.
Yeah.
I think it's very close.
I'm looking forward to that one.
I mean, what's the over-under that Pepe gets a red card? I think he's another one of those.
Good point.
Maybe it's a new Pepe, you know? Maybe he's mature, he's responsible now, you know? He's got hair. He's got hair on his head. He got rid of that thuggish skinhead look he had
You
going
think,
on.
you think that's natural hair, or he's
Or you think it's Wayne Rooney implants?
Yeah.
Sorry, DC United legend
Yeah,
Wayne Rooney.
yeah, Wayne Rooney,
Snubbed
yeah.
for the MLS All-Star game, though. I can't believe they didn't find a way to get him in.
He'll tear his ACL in like 2 games, I guaranteed.
I mean, he fell pretty fast once he went to Everton.
Yeah.
It's not like he shows up in shape for the last 3 seasons, so he'll even be less motivated to be in shape for MLS. I just feel like.
Yeah, it's funny. MLS continues to say we're not, we're a good.
We're not a retirement
We're not a
league.
retirement league, and yet all you do is publicize the older players that are obviously coming here just to collect a little bit more money.
The money grab.
Yep.
I mean,
Some advertising.
Ibra at least has scored some goals,
He has.
I mean, a lot of them score goals at least, but it's still, even Ibra, look at all the advertisements he's doing. He's here just to collect a little bit more at the end of his career, and then he's going to call it a day.
I feel like most of the, Rooney might be the first exception, but most of the strikers they've brought in, Villa or Henry, they've kind of done the business.
Yeah.
Robbie Keane, at least they
Put on a
scored
good
goals.
show.
But when you bring in a Lampard or a Pirlo or a Gerrard, they're not going to get headlines. They're not going to, and they're not that great players anymore. They can't carry a midfield.
Right.
Their legs are starting to go. Those ones confuse me. Those designated players that aren't.
They're playing now in the heat of the summer that they're not really used to.
Oh!
Get the ball! Get the ball!
Oh, wow.
Aguero.
Wow, here we go.
That was a messy
Only
pass
2
too.
minutes. Yeah, it was a beautiful messy pass.
Come on,
If
give
they
us
could
one
score,
goal.
that would be
Could
incredible.
you give us one? You know what it's going to be? It's going to be a penalty decision. Penalty decision.
Oh my God, this is like the worst thing.
I think he was just on.
He was on.
Oh, he
yeah.
was. He was.
The middle guy was Aguero was on. Yeah, definitely. Nice
Good
nice
goal.
header.
But they've been missing this whole time, right? As somebody who can head the ball.
Someone who just finishes,
To-
just cold-blooded
to get their-
finisher.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
Argentina should just be throwing everybody forward. Ooh,
Oh!
that is
How is that not a red? That was
card.
two-footed. He's gone. Oh, what? You were just wasting more time.
Yeah, this doesn't make any sense.
For Giroud now, a yellow? France, if you're France, you just shut up and don't get anyone
Yeah,
suspended.
that's what I don't understand. Like, just walk away from the ref.
You got to think about the next game too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Let him get surrounded by the Argentinians. It means nothing to you.
This is a stupid foul from Automatic too. You're wasting a lot of time right now. They're not going to add on more time.
Wow.
Does he miss? No, he doesn't miss the next match. Well, that's good.
But if he gets a yellow in the next match and they go on to win.
Yep.
Oh,
I
that's the kick.
see.
That's so Bush League whenever they're kicking the ball at someone.
That was already
That was
terrible.
so dirty.
But that, Di Maria.
It's kid stuff. You're just wasting your own time. It's too late, though. They needed that header earlier. They needed to bring on Aguero
they needed
earlier.
at least 5 minutes earlier. Give yourself a good amount of time, not 2 minutes.
Wouldn't that be something if we just got just one Argentina goal? Give us that. Give us that. 7 goals, though. Good value.
Yeah. This is how you start the knockout tournament. That's for sure. Or
I think
portion of the game. Of the tournament.
Uruguay and Portugal, I don't think we're going to get a 4-3. I think it's maybe a 1-1 or 2.
Oh,
maybe.
I don't know.
You think
Maybe.
there's goal? You think
I
there's
think
goal
it'll
in
be 3-2. Yeah, I have a
Really?
feeling 3-2. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there can be a few goals in there. It's going out. Take it to the corner
I
flag.
think defensively,
It's out.
Uruguay have been pretty solid. I don't know.
What was
It's
that?
so evenly matched. I don't know.
It's a goal kick, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. I was like, what the hell's happening right now? All the rules are going out the window?
I think
What-
if Spain can score 3 goals against Portugal, then there's something here. For
Where's the referee? It's not
Uruguay.
enough time. He's got his whistle ready.
No, but he's got to give it another minute for that whole debacle.
Yeah.
The France sideline is just waiting for
What
it.
kind of balls? Oh, Messi's got it. Picking it
No,
up.
that's Di Maria.
They-
Oh, Aguero there.
Get
Oh,
across.
it is.
Oh, that was it. That was your chance.
That was it.
That's it.
That was it.
Wow.
Oh
Literally
my
almost the
God.
last kick of the game.
That would have been.
That would have been
breathtaking.
crazy.
Great game.
I gotta see. I can't even speak until I see another replay of how close that was.
Yeah, I think the nearest guy should have let it go to the middle. What happened? I don't understand. Did I lose?
I mean, I guess you can't say they got embarrassed, right? They went,
No.
4-3
Yeah.
against the favorites, or one of the favorites.
Unbelievable. But Aguero, you needed him earlier.
Yep. Yep. His lineups are just make no sense the whole time.
Yeah.
It reeks of not knowing who your best players are or what you're doing.
Right.
And that carries with the players can pick up on that when they don't know
of course.
what the plan is. Poor Messi.
This is it, do you think? Do you think he'll be back in 4 years?
I don't think he plays enough.
I think he'll be back in 4 years, but he's not. He's not locked in number 10.
As like a
starting.
sub or something. Yeah.
I mean, if he can take care of himself the way Ronaldo. I mean, Ronaldo 4 years from now, hell yeah, he'll be. Shit. He'll maybe have lost half of a step, maybe, but wow.
Damn.
We got to see that last attempt
Yeah,
again.
where's the show it?
Yeah, looking at the Argentina fans, you almost get the feeling that they really expected it to go in at the end there, right? Like they.
Yeah. It was Nigeria all over again.
Yeah.
That's going to be a lifetime, bro. Welcome to soccer. Or football, whatever you want to say.
But, I mean, that's what happens when you give up a lot of goals and you keep leaving it late. Eventually, the magic runs out a little bit. Poor Messi. Who's going to get his shirt?
I don't see them swapping shirts. Maybe that's just not a thing you do at the national level.
Sure it is.
Yeah.
Maybe they just do it in the tunnel after. Professor.
Yeah, see, a lot of these guys know each other, too.
Poor Messi. Wow. So now we don't get a nice Messi-Ronaldo quarterfinal matchup.
Yeah, that would have been newsworthy headlines constantly. All right, let's just see the replay already.
That's all we want to see. Rodrigo says Sampaoli is a complete disappointment. I would say that's putting it politely, maybe. I think you could throw some expletives in there.
Yeah, he'll probably be gone before the plane lands in Argentina.
Yeah, exactly. He's going to pull off his Argentina shirt and got the Chile one back on underneath there. AS49er says, what a great match. Yeah, that was great.
Agreed.
May all the round of 16 matches be this
Yeah,
good.
that'd be great.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know if we're getting the...
I don't think so either.
And you know, Argentina fought their hearts out. Like they really did from the beginning. They knew they had to chase the game and try to put France on the back foot, and they fought back from a 1-goal deficit, went up 2-1. It just woke France up. That's just it, you know. Once you wake a team up like that, you got to be able to withstand the pressure, and it looks like they folded throughout most of the second half. But you know, they fought hard. They just didn't have they don't have the cohesive unit as a team that France does. You can just tell.
And it was totally on display. Look, they scored 3 goals, and they can't even get to extra time, right?
Yeah.
If you give up 4 goals, what do you think is going to happen?
Exactly.
Wow.
See, I wonder about this. Yeah, I wonder if this is them waking up. Like, you know, now they want to go get it.
But there's also should be said that France gave up 3 goals. You know, that's. I mean, maybe the third one.
Maybe there's a blueprint to beat them a little bit too.
Yeah, like you gave up 3 goals. That's against everything that we described as an Argentina team that was lacking focus and concentration and not a spearheaded attack. They scored 3 on you. And maybe the third one you don't count because you're kind of just lackadaisical waiting for the final whistle. But I don't know. That should be a warning sign to them a little bit.
Oh, I think you do count it, man, because I think the angle with which the precision of the pass and the precision of the header was perfect. And it wasn't like they had let them sneak through and barely defend it.
Yeah.
So I think all 3 of those should definitely count.
Well, France are through to the quarterfinals. Should we take a little look post-mortem at some of the stats here, see what we saw? Sure. See what changed from the first to the second half. So maybe we'll look at the comparison that we saw at halftime, now look at full-time. Wow. Goal attempts.
The possession was still there.
Pretty
right?
similar. Possession got better.
Yeah.
That is surprisingly low number of passes for France. 343. Normally, you see winning teams so far from what I've been watching this tournament. It's over 500. So I don't know if that's a cause for concern. When you score 4 goals, how do you nitpick? But maybe if they play a team that is very more, maybe they play a Uruguay team that maybe is a little more defensive minded and can sit back. I don't know. Maybe then do they struggle and to break them down, because Argentina, there was space for France to find, right?
Well, you look at the on target stuff too, like 44% to 40%. That right there conveys the score. 4-3, just that little bit extra.
Made a difference. Let's look at some analysis. We'll go through some of the same just to see how it changed. So in the first half, what we saw was 60-30. We saw a lot of it in the French half. Now in the second half of the game,
Similar story.
Similar.
France picked up possession a little bit, but still mostly in their half.
Very similar. Let's start with the French team.
Same.
Pretty similar.
Yeah.
They had their plan and they stuck to it. And now let's look at Argentina.
Di Maria started coming over a little bit more, pushing higher.
A little bit. And when the subs came on, you could see Aguero coming, really giving them that presence up there, which we were talking about whipping in crosses. That goal he scored, they were playing that ball in the first half, but Aguero wasn't there.
Right. Yeah.
You kind of have to wonder if little too late. Maybe earlier, maybe if he starts the match.
I used to think he starts the match. I never, when they released those lineups, I didn't understand why he wasn't starting.
Let's look at the touch map, and maybe we'll look at Messi's touches. So all of his touches throughout. Let's do the full game. 67, so he was pretty involved, mostly on the right side. Again, a few inside the box here, which is better than I've seen from him in previous games, but you'd like to see maybe a little more around this area in a shooting position. I think I guess he had 2 assists. Did he play the ball into Aguero?
He played the ball to Aguero for the goal.
And technically, his shot was in his shot assist.
Technically, that's true.
Should we look at his heat map? So kind
Oh,
of confirming what we saw. A bit better. How would you rate his performance today?
It's really tough because, like you were saying earlier, maybe him being on the field drags defenders away from others, so allows more openings for his teammates. But he didn't have much of an impact on the game, and he had one beautiful cross to Aguero for the goal, but his impact wasn't 100% there. He broke through near the end. We had that one shot. But if he was doing that consistently throughout the match, I think we'd have felt he'd had a better game.
Right, I agree with that.
Let's see. Not a big sample size, but Aguero, when he came on, this is maybe what you needed. You can see where he was active here. Dangerous position, especially for a right-footed player to be coming into. Fabio, anyone who's pass map you want to see or shots? What do you want to see?
Argentina?
Anyone or France?
Well, let's see how Pogba progressed in the second half.
Pass or heat?
Pass.
All
Because
right.
he started pushing forward more.
Wow.
You want to see
Just second half.
just second half only. 20 passes.
Not as many successful passes, but
He was trying though.
Yeah.
And you also figured these don't hurt you, especially if you're not chasing the game.
Right.
You can live with those. You can live with some of these passes because let's look at forward only. The majority of those were
he's
forward.
attacking,
He was going on, and not seen here also with some of the runs that he made, or when he cuts in. I think that was this ball he played that he curled it. When he Cruyffed it and then curled it behind. Mascherano, let's see how he did. Second half, we can see here. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I can say that in this game, Mascherano was not the reason they lost, right?
Right.
In some of the other games, you can say that he was part of the reason why they were suffering. But in this game, I don't know if that can be honestly said.
Not as direct of a hindrance as he's been before. But also, if you look at a Mascherano pass map from 5 years ago, it's like this, expanded. This is a much more limited range now. He can't get box to box like he used to.
Yeah.
He was still defensive minded, but he would get forward and get back. He was never a holding midfielder. You see him a little more immobile now.
Yeah.
And it doesn't help. It certainly doesn't help.
Let's see Dybala's. Oh, wait.
It's just a big hole. Nothing. It was the same as Aguero's for the first 80 minutes.
Yeah.
That's right.
Let's look at the shots. No, we don't want to see
I just wonder sometimes if it's just coaches being obstinate. Because the press is calling you out, not putting in...
Double down?
Yeah, so you double down, you be obstinate. It just makes no sense.
I mean, I'm totally fine with the manager ignoring the press and believing in his team, but you have to stick to a plan, and there wasn't a plan.
Right.
I don't know what he was sticking to.
Yeah,
you have to get the results.
Exactly, and I think he falls on his sword even before Messi does.
Oh,
on
yeah,
this.
absolutely.
He should be begging for that job at Chile back. I mean, kind of makes sense, right? If Chile missed the World Cup and your manager, he's probably already thinking about that. Argentina, you want to see second half only, or you just want to see...
Yeah, it was second half only.
Second half only, like we're seeing here, all their shots, more than they had in the first half, when I think it was, 2 they had in the first half?
Yeah.
The goals coming from closer to goal. This one is shanked wide, but this is better, right? In a way, at least when they needed to get some shots on goal, then they started. They had chances. That chance we saw that we wanted to see the replay at the end of the game. If that goes in, 4-4. I mean, was there a little bit of redemption? Can Argentina take something out of this, or their players take a little bit out of this, or is it tough to see that in a defeat like this?
No, I think they can hold their head high as much as you possibly can. But I think they showed that they could compete, and if they had a little bit more cohesion and the coach wasn't the coach who he was, I think they could have gone a little bit farther in this tournament. It's bad luck that they first game out of the group stage they play France. You know, if they had played in Uruguay or if they played one of the other brackets, if they'd won their group instead and they'd played the bracket, maybe that would have been better. And they could have gone farther, kind of built up momentum, and that would have helped them. But it's unfortunate they're out so early.
I mean, rather be playing Denmark than have to play this
Exactly,
match, right?
yeah.
Well, also,
Japan, for that matter.
like we said, they barely qualified for the tournament itself, barely qualified in the first round. So I think to take France to the almost last minute and score 3 goals on them, you got to give them some kind of credit and say they got the max that they could get out of this team with this coach. That's what I would say in the long run.
Sure, a little bit of a Pyrrhic victory there.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at the French team, all of their shots in the second half. Wow, they were really giving that far post a little bit of exercise there.
Very precise.
Yeah. 6 attempts, 3 of them were goals. A couple they put wide. Only 1 block. I mean, they were kind of finding their way. The lack of so few blocks there just tells you that they were finding
had
space.
opportunities, yeah.
There was space there. They're moving on the counter and exploiting Argentina, who, we talked about Maradona not covering as much ground. There was a lot of times it seemed that Argentina defenders were kind of on their island. And they got exploited a bit.
Or one step behind,
Let's take a look at the knockout round now.
Okay.
So, obviously now France moves on here to play the winner of the later game today, Uruguay, Portugal. Talk me through, what are your guys' predictions there? What are we thinking for that?
I think Portugal does win, but I think it's barely. And then France takes care of Portugal to go into the semis.
Yeah, I think so. I think this is France moving forward to the semifinals, no matter who they play in the next round.
So you're saying the next match is just for fun, just for kicks. France is going to manhandle whoever that is.
Well,
not manhandle, but I think they'll win.
Delicately handle.
Yeah.
Not quite TSA handling here, but they'll be polite and I think as well too. France looked very strong today. This was the France we came to see, right?
Yeah.
Is this the first moment where an expected giant played like it this World Cup? Have everyone else has maybe been a little bit sleepy or surprising?
Yeah.
Is this the first real performance that said, wow, big team laying down the marker here?
Well, I don't know. I feel like letting in 3 goals against Argentina doesn't
a problem.
Offensively, yes, but defensively, they've got holes, and so I don't think anybody is going to be the standout destructive team for the rest of the tournament. I think like we were talking about parity earlier, this is absolutely a parity knockout round now, and I don't think anyone's going to come out like destroying people. It would be a surprise to me if it does. And I see Mexico upsetting Brazil, so
What?
Yeah, I really do. I really do. I think Neymar crying at the end of that you should not be crying just to qualify out of the first round as a Brazilian team with your legacy. I'm not disrespecting the fact that he emotionally cried. Absolutely. But you should be crying when you win the World Cup, not getting out of the knockout round, or not getting out of the round robin, or whatever that is.
Especially when this isn't your first World Cup that you've played in, and you're the main guy.
And you're the star. You
exactly.
didn't see Messi cry. Messi doesn't cry. Messi plays.
To your point, though, about France defensively, I mean, you're going to have problems. Let's say Brazil make it through, or Belgium, and they make it to that semifinal and they defeat France. Those are attacking teams. Those are star-studded attacking teams that you're going to have to come up against. You better figure out defense, how to stop everything they're going to be throwing at you. They're throwing at more than Argentina was throwing at. Obviously, not even playing Aguero or Dybala or Higuain. I mean, they're playing some star forwards there that are going to be coming at you hard. You better figure it out. More so than Portugal will, or Uruguay for that matter.
Yeah.
The counterpoint to that is, I agree with you, but whoever comes out of Uruguay and Portugal is going to be more of a team. It's going to be more of a collective effort. Okay, Suarez, he's a superstar, but in Uruguay, it's a little more of a system. Like I feel like both managers and both teams they're all on the same page, all 11 or whatever, however many players.
Right.
They know what they're going to try to set out to do. Whereas Argentina, I would love to do the exit interview with them and say, hey, what was our formation? What was our best team?
Right.
What were we trying to do? What do you do in this situation where I don't think there's any big take? No one knows what they were trying to do. They just know that they're not there anymore.
We also have to look at how these regions play to qualify, right? Uruguay is built to qualify out of South America, to play against the CONMEBOL teams. So they're constructed a certain way. That's why Argentina is constructed the way they're constructed. I think if Uruguay upsets Portugal, France is an easy win through. But if Portugal does pull off the win today, that's going to be a harder team because they're qualifying through Europe. They have to construct their team to qualify against European teams. So,
and you got to figure that France maybe wants a little bit of that revenge for Euro 2016 on Portugal.
So.
They've had that one penciled in.
Yeah, I think it's France, Belgium in the semis on that side, and I think it's England, Croatia in the semis on that side.
So definitely some French will be spoken. A few French swear words might be heard, picked up.
That Croatia-Spain game, assuming that's what's going to be.
Wow! Tell us who you think you're going to win these two matches. Jeez,
let's be honest here. Right. Spain should take care of Russia.
I mean, I'll still come tomorrow for 11 for the Croatia.
Spain should take care of Russia.
But the 7 a.m. now that the results in.
Spain should take Russia pretty well, right? And Croatia, Denmark's an okay team, but they're not the star-studded. Right. So that's going to be a great game.
Yeah,
Croatia-Spain is technique, right? It's the game about technique.
Versus his mates.
Yeah, it's a game of technique, and that should be awesome to watch. England should sweep through to the semis.
Right.
If they can't, then they don't deserve to play.
England will blow it against Colombia.
You think so? Okay.
I don't want them to. I hope. But I do this every year. I say this year's different, and same reason. I follow Liverpool. I know the Premier League, so I want them to do well. But man, everything about this has got some.
Upset
if James plays, like there's some juju there that
Colombia has become like the darling of people watching the tournament. So who knows? Because they looked like they were out, and then they fought their way back in. And if the Belgium game has some hangover effect on England, then we'll see how they come out to play against Colombia. Because if they start to have they're the Goliath versus the David type situation, then I think England might fold mentally, and Colombia could just overrun them.
And Colombia have a handful of players that are capable of magic, where it's a little hotter, Jekyll and Hyde, where sometimes they can look awful, and then Cuadrado and James, and all of a sudden, Falcao can still score it. Right. They just might have enough to surprise England. So. Plus, England just love to beat themselves up. So
that's what I'm saying. I hope it doesn't happen, but it's certainly possible.
Exactly.
They don't say that's so Spursy for a reason. I mean, they say it for a reason.
This team is very Spursy as well. So should be some interesting stuff. But
do you see Sweden or Switzerland coming out of that?
You
guys don't care.
I take Switzerland. I think Switzerland has what's the word I'm looking for? They have more of the emotional experience and the resolve to get through it. I think Sweden knows. Yes, they topped their group.
Right.
A group that turned out to be completely different than everybody expected it to. But I think that's Switzerland's to lose at this point.
That's fair.
I think Sweden has really overperformed.
Yeah.
I haven't really been that impressed. Even the goals they scored against Mexico was a penalty and an own goal and a horribly mishit shot that somehow fell. I'm not buying it yet. I don't really believe Switzerland. I think, to your point, have shown resolve. Right when they were down against Serbia, and they looked like they were already going out of the tournament, and they came back. They've already proven that they have enough star quality, arguably, that they can. The moment isn't going to overcome them. That they can come back. They can fight. So I think experience starts to show a little bit here.
And Japan has no shot.
I think that
would that be the upset of the round if Japan beats Belgium?
Of this entire thing?
That's the most lopsided tie.
Oh, no, I think Russia beating Spain might be a bigger upset.
Really?
Well, no, I guess Russia's at home, right?
Spain,
at home, so we'll give them
Russia's at home. Spain almost went out.
Yeah.
They've given up some goals.
Yeah, this should be the big upset. If Belgium can't beat Japan, then there's a big underlying problem to the entire country. Because it's every year.
The economy is everything's going to fall apart.
Every year there's something happening that's causing. It's just like England. England can't make it to the semifinals.
Yeah.
You don't deserve to be there. Right.
Fair. Very strong words, but
we'll find out if this really is a golden generation, because if they lose to Japan, bronze at best.
We were talking about golden generations earlier, and there's been a few of them. This is their one golden generation at this point, right? Like this is it. I can't think of another Belgian team that's had as much potential and quality younger players. Like, these aren't old guys out there. These are young, quality players in their prime. If they can't get it done, this should be their World Cup to win, because this is probably their last chance.
Good point, man.
I mean, maybe they'll have next tournament if they're all still healthy and in shape and stuff, but this is their chance.
You got it. You're 1 foot in the quarterfinals. Anytime you can get there, you got to.
Yeah, because unlike a Brazil or a France, a Spain, Germany, Italy,
favorites.
they have every so often they have a replenishing of young talent that comes through.
Right.
Belgium, that's not necessarily the case, right? This is kind of a perfect storm of all of these great players are great at the same time.
Yep.
Let's see if we can kind of get it going.
Yep.
Well, should be exciting. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the next game.
Yeah.
Next match we're doing here on Footballers Convention is tomorrow. John, you're going to be
I'd
joining
love
us
to come
for that.
back.
We're going to do Croatia and Denmark.
Yeah.
The later game, the more
Exciting game.
sleep friendly game. Yeah. Since we know Spain's already going to go.
Apparently, yeah.
Fabio,
Breaking news.
we don't get you tomorrow, right?
No, unfortunately, I'm out of town. Sorry, guys.
It's where are you going?
Las Vegas.
Oh.
You celebrated a birthday. What was it, earlier this week?
I did last week, yeah.
Happy birthday, man.
Thank you very much.
Who are you going to be betting on in the World Cup then? Are you?
I'll be in Vegas, right? I don't know. I think I'm going to do one of those weird side bets about, like, yellow cards or how many times they show a certain person on TV, something like that.
All the prop bets.
Yeah.
That's spoken like a true Italian, because those are the easiest, the spot fixing. Those are the easiest things for a player to get paid off for. So I like where your head's at. Any inside tips?
Dig the shot.
Put John and I down for
Yeah.
that.
All right.
Any of that stuff. Are you going for a Comic-Con? Is that what you're going up there for?
No.
Okay,
It's a friend's bachelor party.
Oh, right on.
I leave in a few hours today and then come back tomorrow. Yeah, I know.
Good luck.
I won't be sleeping tonight. I'm going to be awake for the 7 a.m. game, just going through the night.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's Vegas done right.
Might as well.
That's about it for us, guys. Thanks for joining. Subscribe, follow everyone on Twitter, on social media. Send us some love, comments, or hate. We like that too. We'll respond to everything. Anything you want to see more of, see less of, we are happy to help. And remember to tune in tomorrow. Thanks for watching. And remember, if you're seeing this, you are the convention.